What's up, y'all? What's up? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Wherever you're at in the world. How y'all doing on this Saturday? What today is? August the 23rd. Saturday, August the 23rd. How are y'all doing out there? What's up, Mark? I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great this afternoon. Just coming, I just want to do some deeper analysis, look at the markets a little closer, get some of y'all input, some things that y'all are interested in. So just doing a little live stream to get a closer look at price. We're going to do more of a technical breakdown of the markets today. Definitely appreciate y'all joining. Let me see right quick. Yeah, man, if y'all are just joining, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. We're going to do a follow the market theme today or this afternoon. We're going to look at multiple markets. We're going to look at the, let's say the currencies. Go look at the dollar, see what it's suggesting. Might look at some treasuries. Because if you don't know, all the markets are interconnected. It's one big global system. So crypto isn't operating just alone, autonomous by itself. No, these markers are all connected together. So we're going to take a look at that. All right. So let me see right quick. Let's come over here to the charts. All right. Let me pull up some things, give it a few minutes, let some people join. I know it's Saturday, so people are probably busy, but I kind of wanted to get this out the way, get it out the way early. So let me pull up the currencies. Let's go look at the dollar. Let's go look at the dollar. Get a zoomed out perspective on the dollar. Let's save that right there. Let's pull up gold and silver. Pull up gold, pull up silver. Yeah, man, silver sitting at $38. That's nice. It's nice. Let's pull up the stock market. Let's pull up the NASDAQ and the S&P. And if you just joining, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, man. Let me see right quick. Let's pull up the treasuries. See what the bonds are looking like. Yep, this is the 30-year treasury. So treasuries, you know, being held down. The hell? All right, can y'all still hear me? Did I freeze? What's up, Gentel? Y'all press one if y'all can hear me. Y'all press one if you can hear me. Okay. Man, my shit froze up right quick. 1 second. Give me a second so I can get y'all comments up here. All right, I appreciate the feedback. I appreciate the feedback. All right, there we go. There we go. There, so I'm listening on my earbud while working. I could hear. Okay, I appreciate it, man. My system over here shut down and then restarted. So I was just checking. All right, appreciate the feedback, man. So what we're doing is we're looking across all asset classes. We're doing a around the world. A follow the money type of theme today. I want to look at the treasury market. I want to look at the currencies. I want to look at the gold, the metals, the commodities. Look at crypto. Look at the stock market. And let's just see where is money flowing. Where's money flowing to? So I'm gonna pull up the stock market right quick. Appreciate y'all joining. I really ain't got much to talk about. I just wanna, on Saturdays, these are days where I like to prepare myself for the upcoming week. And I just want to get a broader scope, a broader outlook on price in the market. So that's what I'm doing. And I'm gonna do it with y'all attending the audience. So why not get some of y'all input and what y'all think about what's going on? Let me see. Stock matrix. Not that. Yeah, we'll pull up the stocks. And I'm looking for, I know I got it saved somewhere. I got the NASDAQ. Pull up the NASDAQ. What's up, GR? Appreciate you joining. Appreciate y'all joining. Hopefully I'm providing value. You know, I get a lot of good feedback. Hopefully you're getting value from what I'm doing. I mean, I got shit to do this evening, but I was bored. I said, might as well just go ahead and hit the live button and, get some feedback, see what y'all think. Appreciate it, Gentel. Make sure y'all smash that like button now. Smash that like button. So we got the stock market pulled up. So I got the NASDAQ and the S&P. We got the treasury market. We got the 30-year. We got the dollar. All right, because the dollar is the world reserve currency, right? So, all right, let's zoom out. Let's look at the treasury. So if you don't know, the financial markets start with the treasuries. All right, we start with the treasuries. The United States first of all, the United States is, all nations are bankrupt. We should know that, right? Y'all should know that, right? All nations are bankrupt. They cannot issue their own money, so they have to go borrow money. All right. They cannot issue their own money, so they have to go borrow money. Who do they borrow money from? Pop quiz. All right. We got to test your knowledge in the financial markets. Who do they borrow money from? Let's get the game going. Appreciate y'all joining on this Saturday. What do governments and nations, who do they borrow money from? All nations have these entities embedded inside their nations. Shout out to you, Gentel. Yes, central banks. All right, so central banks. So central banks have been in control of the world for hundreds, if not thousands of years. All right, a couple thousand, not thousands, but just to keep it more short term, hundreds of years, central banks have been in control. All right, hundreds of years. So with that being said, in today's modern system, central banks have bankrupted governments to make governments depend on central banks. All right. He who controls the money controls the nation, controls the people. Whatever that saying is. Y'all understand what I'm saying? He who controls the money supply controls the world. Because the world revolves around money. You can't get shit done without money. So governments like the United States government, they have to issue debt notes, which are the treasury bonds. All right. Hey, this is how it goes. Hey, we need money. So in exchange for money, we'll issue these bonds, these treasuries in exchange for currency. And then, okay, that's a fair exchange. So let's just say the United States needs $100 billion. They will issue 100 billion treasuries. All right. They will exchange that to the central bank and for a promise to pay it back with interest. All right. So they exchange, we give them 100 billion treasury notes, the Federal Reserve, and they give us back 100 billion US dollars. All right. Those dollars come into the system, they go into the treasury account, and that money gets dispersed throughout society. That's how that goes. All right. So you must start with the debt notes, the treasuries. So right now, if we look at the 30-year treasury, it has been going lower. So it has been tanking for years now. If we go all the way back to the pandemic time frame, it had went higher and then we reversed and started going down. So since about 2020, the treasury bonds have been selling off. All right. So whenever the treasuries sell off, the dollar shows strength. So if we go back to the same time period around 2020, as the treasury bonds sold off, and when they issue treasury bonds, and let me not confuse this because let me get it right. Whenever they issue debt notes in exchange for currency, doesn't that it's early. Doesn't that strengthen the dollar? I believe whenever they issue debt notes, that strengthens the currency. All right. So they're issuing debt, and money is coming into the system, and then you got to factor in the interest rate. So that's like a little. We exchange debt for currency, and then they control the currency through interest rates. Right. So normally when we issue debt, we're flooding the economy with just debt. So the money is becoming devalued. The more debt notes we issue, which are treasuries, the more devalued the currency is, but they can control it through interest rates. So throughout the years, they've been lowering interest rates, raising interest rates, and that little function in the economy influences everything that we see today. All right. So if we look at the debt notes, we've been selling off. I mean, they've been issuing debt. All right. The Federal Reserve has been buying it, and nations and corporations and whatnot, they've been buying US debt, and it has been selling off. The dollar has been going higher. And then as of recently, we just been consolidating with the treasuries. Treasuries have been consolidating. So if the treasury's been consolidating, not showing a willingness to go higher or lower, then the same thing should be reflecting in the dollar, which same thing. The dollar has been consolidating, not showing a willingness to go higher or lower. So we're at a pivotal point as far as the economy goes. We're at a pivotal point. Especially with the interest rates. That's why they are demanding, okay, let's go ahead and lower the interest rate. Let's go ahead and raise the interest rates. All right, let's lower the interest rates, raise the interest rates. Or pause it. So that's where we're at right now as far as the interest rates is concerned. Are we going to lower them, or are they going to continue to pause them? If they continue to pause them, there's still going to be uncertainty in the economy. Things are going to struggle, etc. These two markets, the treasury market and the dollar, the currency, the dollar, are the only two markets. This is how you can determine, okay, what they're doing in the economy, in society, by watching these two markets right here. Watching the treasuries, watching the dollar. Let's go down to the monthly right quick on the treasury. So you can see on the treasury note, we just been consolidating sideways. We hit a significant price point. I believe what time frame? 6 months. Yeah. On the 6 month time frame, we dropped down into a BTC, buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency. All right. So the treasuries technically are at a discount. So the question is, who's going to be a buyer of these treasuries? If they start printing money, all right, whenever they print money, the dollar devalues, right? Whenever they print money, the dollar goes down in value. Somebody has to buy the treasury note. So are they going to start buying the treasury notes to start to send the treasuries higher? If that's the case, the dollar is going to show weakness. And that's another reason for them to lower the interest rates. If the dollar if the treasuries start to go higher, treasury notes start to go higher, the dollar starts to show weakness, that's the indication that they're going to cut the interest rates. And as they cut the interest rates, that allows more capital to flood into the system, which rallies the stock market, the crypto market, the commodities market. Y'all press 1 if y'all understand that. Y'all press 1 if y'all understand that. One second. Y'all press 1 if y'all understand it. Y'all understand how this game goes? Do y'all understand the game? Do y'all understand the narrative? All right. Nobody's been buying the treasuries, so they've been selling off, which been allowing the dollar to remain relevant and being strong. Because they haven't been printing any money, they've been pausing the interest rates, making it tough. You know what I'm saying? Making it tough for corporations and companies. Making it real tough for them to make decisions. That's why you see mass layoffs. Because corporations, they don't want to spend money on employees. They want to hold on to every dime that they make. They want to hold on to every dime that they make because of the function of what's going on behind the treasury market and the currency. This market alone right here influences everything. All right, influences everything. And the mechanism of interest rates. So companies, major corporations, they're thinking of ways to, okay, cut costs, meaning employees, salaries, and save money through automation and things like that. Because their corporations are also tired of going through going through this process right here. They're thinking about saving more money, having more money to their name. So they are automating, they're creating the technology, and they're getting rid of employees because they too are also vulnerable to this system right here. Y'all do understand that, right? Make sure y'all smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. So let's look at the dollar. What's up, Jude? Shout out to you. So right now the dollar, I'm looking at the 3-month time frame for the past 6 months. The dollar has been selling off. All right. The dollar has been showing weakness. And that's been a risk-off environment for commodities, crypto. So everything else, whenever the dollar goes lower, everything else starts to move higher. All right. Whenever the dollar goes lower, that's a risk-on environment for crypto, stocks, commodities. Everything starts to move higher. So that's a broader look at the dollar. So if I'm expecting the dollar to continue to come even lower. Let's go out to the 6 month. Right now on the 6 month time frame, what kind of candle is this right here? Do y'all see this on the 6 month time frame? What kind of candle is this right here? This down close candle. What kind of candle is that? Right here. What kind of candle is that? Nobody know? Oh, we got a light crowd today. So yeah, that's an order block. That's an order block. All right. So that's a discount level that we drop down into. All right. So the dollar has been going lower. We drop down into this order block. I think the dollar can continue to come lower. All right. I want to see the dollar come back down lower. I don't know what the catalyst is as far as the dollar remaining strong. Maybe stable coins, maybe. But other than that, if they lower the interest rates, the dollar is going to continue to come down lower. It's already priced into the market. If they lower interest rates, it's already priced into the market. And the next level, I would like to see the dollar come further down to this level right here. All right. So it's coming down. It's just doing it in a slow process. Yep. So far in this month, this is a monthly time frame, the month of August, the dollar has been bearish. So let's see if it wants to continue to come down lower. If that's the case, if the dollar continues to come down lower, that means they're flooding money. Money is becoming cheaper. The dollar is more cheaper. So that's because they're printing money into the economy. And then as that money comes into the economy, it's going to look to go somewhere. It's going to want to go somewhere. So it's going to probably want to flood into crypto. It's probably going to want to flood into stocks, etc., assets. Because who wants to hold a cheap dollar? Who want to hold a cheap dollar? So it's most likely going to want to flood in and go to other markets. In the meantime, this is where you and your opportunity, this is where you come in and want to start having a strategic plan to be looking to put your money into assets as this process happens. All right. And it's a long process. It's been a long process, but the dollar is bearish right now, and we should start seeing other things start to move higher. Gentil, you said, I admire how good you are at this, man. Appreciate it, Gentil. It takes time. It takes hard work. It takes dedication. Like, I wasn't going to go live, but I said, why not? Because I was going to do this on my own time, just evaluate the markets. But I said, hey, why not be able to teach other people how this shit goes? All right. How this shit goes. I do this for real. I do this full time. So understanding the flow of money, knowing where the money is flowing. That's why I said follow the money, knowing where the money is going to flow to next. So right now, just a long-term, broader view, I see the dollar weakness. As the dollar comes down, I believe sometime in September, I want to say the 17th, they're going to do an interest rate announcement. Jerome Powell indicated that, hey, we could be probably cutting interest rates. And if that's the case, you should be okay looking for opportunities. There's a lot of opportunities in the crypto market right now that you could be positioning yourself to take advantage of while this process goes on. So expect higher prices, especially going into the fourth quarter of the year. Expect higher prices going into the fourth quarter. Gentil, just wondering, how did you transition from your full-time job to trading full-time when you quit your job? Let's see. I didn't just transition. Remember, I did this for 2 years. I was working full time while studying this for 2 years, and then you're practicing. You're utilizing the money that you have from your job as funding. All right, because I trade the futures markets. You use your money that you get from your job for funding. You're gonna practice. You're gonna go slow. You're gonna take losses, but your job sustains you. You just don't quit your job. You keep your job while you learn this, and it's going to take time. And eventually you're going to start finding consistency in your trading, and you're going to start finding your model that works consistently. And then once you find your model that works consistently, I mean, you're going to start realizing like, hey, my job pays me, let's say $25 an hour. All right, let me see right quick. Let's say you work 10 hours, 25 times 10. That's $250 a day. You know, you might work 5 days a week. So, or you might work 7 days a week. I don't know. But let's just say you make $25 an hour and you work 5 days a week. Well, that's $250 a day. All right. Times 5. Okay, that's about $1,250 per day for 5 days a week. All right. That's $1,250 per week. All right, and then you multiply that times 4. It's about $5,000 per month. But once you start trading, you're gonna start realizing like, and you find consistency, you're gonna realize like, damn, yeah, I'm getting $25, but I'm working 10 hours a day. I make $25 an hour, but I work 10 hours a day. But I can trade. I got the skill set, and I can make, let's say, $300 per day, and it takes me way less time, and I'm consistent with it. And then some days you're gonna overshoot that 300. Some days you might hit $400 a day, $500 a day. So you're pretty much outpacing what your job will be paying you for 10 hours a day. And you might take, let's say every day is different. You might take anywhere between 1 hour to 5 hours per day out your time trading the market. And now you got a system in place and you learn how to be consistent. And then that consistency starts to outpace what you're earning at your job. And then that gets you the confidence to be like, okay, I can do this full time. So hopefully that makes sense. It's not an overnight thing though. Don't just think you're gonna learn this and quit your job. No, it's gonna take a long time. All right, it's gonna take a while. And then you gotta have the capital to do it. So your job gives you the capital. The job provides you the capital to be able to do this. All right, so hopefully that makes sense, Gentil. Make sure y'all smash that like button. Let's see. All right, the dollar showing weakness. So we're starting to see higher prices. Let's go look at, let's say, gold. Or let's look at the stock market. Let's go look at the stock market. Let's look at the ES and the NASDAQ. So as the dollar shows weakness, I mean, money has to flow somewhere. Smart money does not want to hold on to cash. They hold on to it to look for opportunities. So people might position and park their money into cash, and they're waiting for the next opportunity that presents itself, whether that's stocks, crypto, or whatever. But if we look at let's say the NASDAQ right now, if you look at the entire history, it continues to go higher and higher, okay? Because it has more intrinsic value than cash, currency. Currency is not backed by nothing. It used to be backed by gold. But in this game that we're playing, really the stock market doesn't have value because it's all paper-based, and it's like kind of like a trust thing as well. But if we're going to be playing this game in the matrix, would you rather hold dollars, which you need dollars to sustain yourself in society. So you need dollars to eat, pay bills, etc. And then everything after that, it needs to be going into like things that's going to work, put that money to work. So everybody's situation is different. Some people need money or cash, dollars to survive day to day, paying bills, eating. But some people got so much cash that, okay, it don't make sense to sit on all this cash, and they got reoccurring capital coming in, without any effort. Like some people are positioned that way where the money is coming in to where they really don't need money. Once you start making money, like let's say you start making a significant amount of cash and you can do it consistently with no effort, then you really don't have a need for cash no more. You just kind of live minimum. And this is what the billionaires do. They live minimum. They have their expenses, and they start going into investment vehicles and running businesses. So stock market continues to go higher, and it continues to work for people with high net worth. All right. It's harder for retail right now to just get into the stock market. I'm not even gonna lie. The stock market, let's see, the NASDAQ. What's up, Donna? Appreciate you joining. The NASDAQ has been publicly trading since 1999. All right. That was the time to get into this market. Yeah, Red Pill Awakening. I'm here early, trying to get it out the way on a Saturday. Alex, hi boss. Are you keeping your coins on Web3 or Cold Wallet? I hear there is risk on cold wallets when the regulations kick in. Would love to hear your thoughts. Thanks, Alex. I say cold wallet is the best way to go. Keeping it on Web3 is way more risky than having it on cold wallets, in my opinion. That's subjective. And everything is risky right now. So everything is risky. So you have to always do your security checks. You need to always double check what you're doing. Until regulations get here and we get institutional grade custody, everything is risky, all right? With, regulations and all that. We need all that in place. And until that happens, everything is risky, all right? So there's no way around the risk. You just got to make sure you can minimize the risk. You got to make sure you can minimize the risk by doing your due diligence, doing your own checks and whatnot. All right. Appreciate y'all joining, man. If y'all not tapped into the Patreon, all right? If y'all not tapped into the Patreon, y'all come over here, tap in. If you want to learn the skill, technical analysis, I got beginner lessons. I got pro lessons. I got mentorship. So whatever you like to decide. I even got just a low tier community member. So whatever you want to decide, y'all come over here and tap into the Patreon. Still trying to grow the Patreon, all right? Still trying to grow. Y'all tap in. Very valuable. We go live during the middle of the week, and I'm mentoring and teaching y'all how to trade, etc. All right, so y'all tap into that. So by just looking at the NASDAQ, looking at the ES, it continues to go higher and higher because capital has to go somewhere. Yeah, see, nothing is guaranteed. What I mainly focus on is technical analysis. Y'all know that, right? That's what I'm proficient in. That's my skill set. That's what I do. I don't really offer financial advice. I just tell y'all my opinion on what I think. There's no financial advice. So right now we're getting a broader look at the markets. We're just following the markets. All right. So I took you through the treasuries. I took you through the currency, the dollar. Now we're looking at the overall stock market, this is the ES, which is the S&P 500. And the NASDAQ. All right. So these two markets are continuing to break all-time highs. And if they go ahead and lower the interest rates, all right, if the dollar continues to sell off, this market is going to continue to go parabolic. And it's not going to give retail an opportunity to get into these markets. All right. So, but we do trade these markets as well. So these markets, yeah, they're at all-time high. There's still many opportunities. If you learn how to trade, day trade, this market is a very efficient market to build capital. All right. So that's what I teach as well. Future trading. All right. So these markets will continue to go higher. Let's look at gold. So again, gold is real sound money. This is a different market, different asset class. This is a commodity. All right. Mark, you think silver can overcome big bank shorts? Will they let it go higher? Yeah, it's definitely going higher, but they're still going to manipulate it through the futures market. So right now they're letting it go higher because they're repricing it. They don't want retail buying these assets, the commodity. So on one side of it is controlled by the derivative paper contracts. On the other side, the commodity. Like as they reprice it, people are not even going to be able to afford gold. People are not even going to be able to afford silver. All right. So these are things you should have been positioning in a while ago. And this is a different asset class. Commodities are sound based. Commodities have use case of utility. Gold is considered a store of value of real money. According to the central banks, it's a tier one asset. So it's real money compared to your dollar, your fiat dollars that y'all are trapped in. The money, so for example, y'all want to sell out your crypto early. A lot of people want to get target points, and you're going to sell out into a fiat currency. Where's the logic at? Where are you thinking? You're going to sell out into something that has no value. It's just a concept. It's a mindset. At the same time, as you make your millions in crypto, you're going to sell out a portion of it in cash. And commodities and assets are going to continue to go higher, and skyrocket. So you're going to be left in a devalued currency that's going to continue to be manipulated and controlled. So y'all need to really think about what you're doing. Even if you do sell out in cash, are you going to what's your strategy? Are you trying to buy a home? Are you trying to, what you got to have? You got that money that you sell out into has to be put back to work. Whether you're trying to buy a home, don't be trying to go buy, what I'm about to say, don't be trying to buy liabilities. All right. Don't go be trying to buy these fancy cars and shit, even though you deserve it. I would say lease them and have fun with them. But we're going into a time frame where we're going to be living amongst trillionaires. All right. So they're already playing at a different level as billionaires. But as they become trillionaires, I mean, shit, what is this shit going to look like then? And then here you are, just a low tier millionaire, and you had to get a Lamborghini, you had to get a Corvette or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And they're continuing to get richer and richer. And they have those things, but they don't care about that shit. They're trying to continue to grow their net worth. Let me see. Jantel, what do you think silver will go to? Not affordable now. Wow. I mean, I was buying silver at like $19, and that was high then, and that was at a discount. So let's go look at silver. So look at silver. And I was buying in this area right here. You see this fair value gap? All right. I was in here buying it, the physical metal, not the paper. I was buying the physical metal during this time period back in 2021, 2022. I was in here accumulating silver. All right. Up in here accumulating silver at these levels. And that was during that time period. That was a good time to accumulate. I believe it dropped down to a low of $17 in 2022. So from $17 to now, today's price is $38, okay, per ounce. And then you got to add the premiums on top of that. All right, start adding premiums, because if you want that high-end silver, like Silver Eagles, you're going to probably pay about $45, probably almost $50 for per ounce for a coin. I don't know what the prices are right now, but you're probably going to pay 45 plus for a coin, all right? So my target, my target is the all-time high, which is $49. So roughly, yeah, $50. I want to see silver go up to $50. That's my next target for silver. And how many people can take $50 at a time and purchase real metal? You know what I'm saying? Real coins. It's going to be more difficult. Buying properties and renting it out is what my goal is, to put the money to work. Shout out to you, Red Pill Awakening. That's a good strategy. Whatever your strategy is, everybody's going to have different strategies. But when you sell out of your crypto and you make your 6 figures, 7 figures, 8 figures, whatever you make, and you sell out into fiat currency, all right? The fiat currency has no value, not even the stable coins. The stable coins are just going to be a tool to move money around faster. It's just a tool. It's still a fiat currency. It's back 1-to-1 to dollars. It's still a fiat currency. That's what they're not telling y'all. Y'all going to be selling out to these damn these dollars, these currencies, and they have no value. So you should start thinking about, all right, what's my plan when I sell out of my crypto? How I'm going to put that money to work? Am I going to go buy a crypto that is still at a discount? Am I going to go buy some stocks? Am I going to buy ETFs? Am I going to buy property? That money needs to go into investment vehicles. All right. That's what y'all need to be thinking about. You're going to be a low tier millionaire. Y'all know that, right? Like low tier. Some of y'all going to be probably a little bit worth more. But for a lot of y'all that hold on and y'all reach millionaire status, you're going to be low tier, because these billionaires are going to be trillionaires. And they're going to look at you like, look at these peasants. Like the new millionaire is the new middle class. Y'all know that, right? The new millionaire is the middle class. So once you hit millionaire status, you're just considered middle class. So y'all got to be strategic. Y'all got to understand what y'all want to do. Now, everybody's different. You can be a nomad. You can like sell everything and just go live off the earth and, you know, freelance and be a nomad. That's a cool little way, but you still need to have strategies. You need to have ways for income to come in. Jantel, okay, I thought you meant silver would go to gold prices. Heard people saying that. Jantel, probably could. Shit. I mean, the central banks are in control. Central banks are in control, all right? Y'all want me to if y'all watched last night, what was I showing you yesterday when Jerome Powell spoke? Do I need to go back? Do I need to go back down? Again, y'all remember last night? Look at silver, and you tell me if it's random. I showed y'all this in crypto. I showed y'all this in stock. But yesterday, on Friday, 10 o'clock in the morning, look at 10 a.m. right there. Y'all remember that? Y'all watched last night? Did y'all watch last night? And do y'all remember what I was showing y'all at 10 a.m.? And you tell me that if that's not algorithmic and programmed into the market at 10 a.m.? And this is silver. Do I need to show y'all in gold? Let's go down to the 15 minute on gold. I showed y'all this in every market yesterday. Oh, look again, 10 a.m. yesterday. Is that not programmed into the markets? So they can reprice this market to whatever they want to reprice it to. Have an understanding of that. They can send it to wherever they want it to because the markets are coded, it's algorithmic, programmed. The only difference is different markets have different value, but they all operate similar. I literally took y'all through every market and showed y'all the same repeating function in all markets, all asset classes. Even down to the meme coins, even down to Yeezy coin, all right? John Tell, I've heard Money Podcast saying that live doesn't change much after 25 million. Now you deleted it, but that's all good. It's all good. I was reading it, but you deleted it. But anyway, make sure y'all smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. You said life don't really change much after 25 million. That can give you more than enough to, oh yeah. I mean, yes, you can live a great life with 25 million. But if you think about generational wealth, I don't think 25 million creates generational wealth. How many of y'all here are thinking about generational wealth? Or how many of y'all are here to just get rich and live your life the way you want to live it? I'm just trying to get some sentiment. Who is thinking about generational wealth? And who is just thinking about living their life and helping their kids out? But when I talk about generational wealth, I'm talking about 3-4 generations after you. Mark, set my kids up and help the poor. All right. That's more philanthropy, and that's just thinking about you and your kids. But how many people are here thinking about their kids? Yes, trying to give it to my kids. Okay. And then one thing with your kids, and this is one thing. One thing with your kids can fuck it all up. So let's say you made your 25 million and you good, you can live off 1 million. Like, let's think about that. You, depending on how, frugal you are, y'all in here can live off 1 million the rest of your life. $1 million. I'm talking about pay off your house, have a car or two, and travel the world off of $1 million. All right. You could be good, but you have a net worth of 25 million. So you want to set your kids up, but your kids can come around and fuck all that up. And then what? You're old, you're on your last days, and your kids, they really didn't take heed to nothing. And then what? Did you set something up to where if your kids didn't want to take care of it, it'll be passed down to their kids and so on and so forth? Because your kids cannot be good stewards of your wealth that you created. And guess what? If you're thinking about generational wealth, you're thinking beyond your kids. You're thinking beyond their kids. Just like the Rockefeller model, the Rothschilds. Do y'all understand what they do? I also want them to go to college and be bilingual. I have no family. Shout out to you. Well, everybody's situation is different. Create a family, Jantel. If you ain't got no family, create one. Got goals, man, plus their kids, like you said. Yep. Daryl, first generation builds it, second generation maintains it, third generation blows it. Yep. But you can set up trust funds. You can set up things to where the second, third, fourth generations don't blow it. The money just keeps recycling into the bloodline. You can set that up on paperwork. Y'all know that, right? You can set up a trust to where, and I forgot how it goes. I need more details, where all your kids and their kids, everybody born in your family has to have a life insurance policy. And they might, you know what I'm saying? It'll be like $1 million life insurance policy. And if they don't do right, whatever, whenever they die, $1 million goes right back into the trust fund. All right. So that's generational wealth alone. Everybody that's born into your family, grandkids, great grandkids, great grandkids, they all will be born with a life insurance policy worth $1 million. And as they pass away, all that money goes right back into the trust. And that creates generational wealth right there. And we're not even talking about the net worth that you set up. There's many ways. I don't have all the details. I ain't no trust attorney, but I've heard of these things, these strategies. And I'm like, yeah, that's the way to do it. Because guess what? You got families like the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers. They do shit like this, all right? They've been doing it. And those people been dead and gone for hundreds of years. And they still got the same setup that has been operating for centuries. Mondo, he said, I'm trying to change my family tree forever. I'm talking hand-painted picture of me over the fireplace type wealth. Yeah, man, statue, goddamn it. Give me a statue with my ashes in the statue. All right? Like, embed my ashes inside the statue. Give me a statue. You know, if it catch fire, then the statue gonna sustain. Hell yeah. So that's what we talking, man. Like, y'all got to think long term, all right? Y'all got to think more long term. Appreciate everybody joining. 25 people watching. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button. If you brand new, please subscribe. Trying to grow the channel. Everything has been organic so far, and we slowly growing, slowly but surely. All right. So this is what we talking about, man. This is what we talking about. Following the money, having strategies, having plans in place. All right. Following the money, having strategy and plan in place. So consider what your strategy is. All right. Don't just be running. Don't just sell out of your crypto with no plan. That's what a lot of people are going to do. They're going to fuck up. I'm already, even though I'm not in position yet, but I'm already strategically planning certain moves before they happen. Because I'm still learning. I know how to trade. I know how to technically analyze. I know how to make some money. But at the same time, I don't know everything. I need a team of people that's going to help me, assist me with future endeavors. Jantel, yeah, man, it gets me emotional thinking of generations to come will be thinking I was amazing for being the beginning of crypto. Yeah, man. You could go ahead and start planning that out now. And you're like, go ahead and get them to create a statue of you before you even had the money for it. Red pill. I also want to be able to be healthy and eat organic. Yep. That's expensive. Sometimes it's red pill. It's not expensive if you can grow your own shit. All right. Think about that. It's not expensive if you can grow your own food. There's some places in the world. Now in America, yeah, this shit is expensive, but some people can grow their own shit. And you don't need, like, let's say you don't even need an acre. You can get or use a quarter of an acre, have a garden. Like, so for example, that's one of my dreams. Have one of my properties, have my own little garden. I ain't talking about acres. I'm just talking about a garden where I have my favorite fruits and vegetables. And one tree, one plant can produce so much that you can't even eat it all. So you'll end up giving it away to people. But at least that's something that you don't even have to pay for. And that's one of my little life projects, you know, growing my own garden, you know, just having my property and gardening my own, you know, growing my own produce and my own food and shit. You know what I'm saying? And being self-sustainable. Also look for properties that have water wells on it, like water. So if you got a well on your property, that's a commodity. Water is a commodity. All right. So if you got a property and it has its own little water and lake or whatnot, that's a commodity that's value. Think about that type stuff. Red pill, that's true, but I mean meats and other things that you can't grow. I get it. I get it for the meat eaters. You know what I'm saying? Pause. But I get it. Me, I've been the vegan. I done ate meat most of my life, but I've been vegan before, so I know what it takes to just sustain off of fruits and vegetables. Me personally, everybody's different. But to me, that's the healthiest way. That's like living in the Garden of Eden, you know what I'm saying? Where you just, and occasionally eating meats. Not, you know, that's just my thing. Everybody's different. Some people are primarily meat eaters, so to each his own. But you can live life without meat. I hope y'all know that, right? You can live a full, healthy life without any meat. But that's another topic, and that could be controversial for some people because everybody's belief and everybody's system is different. So that's just different. All right. Red pill. It's nothing to congrats me about, man. It's just it's a mindset. It's like, okay, it's almost like experimenting with different things. You know what I'm saying? It's experimenting with your body. What can your body take? You know what I'm saying? When I was used to eat a lot of meat, I used to be like, okay, can I do I really need it? And then you start testing it out, and it's like, okay, I went a week without it. Okay, can I go further? And then you start learning like, oh shit, well, I don't really need it, because the books lie. They say you need to have this diet. You know, the school system in America teaches you got to have the traditional diet. You got to eat 3 times a day. That's some bullshit. Look what America did. They told y'all supposed to eat 3 times a day, and then look at the health rates in America. Look at the disease. Look at the obesity. Because they told y'all should eat 3 times a day in school. But then you start to learn, well, shit. I got down to 2 meals a day, and then you go from 2 meals a day to 1 meal a day, and then you start seeing the benefits from just eating 1 meal a day, and then it's like, can I go further? So it's like you're testing your own flesh out. You're trying to see, what can this flesh, this body of mine, how much can it take? What can I do? Can I experiment with my own body? And you start going further and further, and then you start to see like, damn near you can, I don't want to say this, but now there's books on this as well, okay? Now, I never went this far. I never went this far because it'll shock you. Like, there's some people, so y'all understand the monks that live in the mountains, secluded from society. There's some people on earth right now that can just use breathing to survive. All right, say it again. There's some people in this world that just use breathing techniques to survive and live off the air. But I believe you got to be in certain regions of the world, like in the mountains where the air is clean. You're not in society. You know, air and water. Some people just live off air and water. That's a thing. But if you don't believe me, just go research it. Just go research it. Yeah, everybody's body is different. It's really difficult, especially when you live in United States, all right? Like, so surrounded by poison. One thing that drove me to that was the cancer rates, people dying, people's sickness, ailments, diseases. And we all know it's based from the food that we eat, right? We got people like Bill Gates out here buying up all the farmland, they creating GMO. So in the United States, I'm like, well, damn, the UK, they ban GMO. Everywhere else in the world, they're banning GMO products. If you look over there in the UK, the Coca-Cola that they serve, or the beverages or the food, a bag of chips, is not the same ingredients that they serve to us in the United States. All right. So that pushed me to be like, nah, I don't want this in my body. Okay. I'm tired of them experimenting with us and we have no control. Just like when they chemtrail the skies. When they chemtrail the skies, y'all see it, but y'all ignore it, right? They spraying in the skies. Y'all see it, but y'all ignore it. And at some point, you get fed up with that shit. It becomes so normal. The chemtrail has become so normal. People just think it's a part of the sky. Why are they experimenting with us over here in the United States? All right. And the history goes deep. I'm not going to get into it. The history goes deep behind that. We've been getting experimented on. So yeah, monks are different, man. Monks, I study them and they can live off of air. Y'all remember that cartoon? I don't know if y'all ever watched it, the Airbender or whatever. That cartoon is real, okay? The Airbender, I forgot the name of it, but something with the Airbender. But people can live off fruits. People can live off of air. People can live off of water. All right. In the summer times, I fast, and only thing I do is drink. The only thing that I eat is watermelon and watermelon juice. And I can sustain off of that. Whatever, you believe it or not, I can sustain off that. All right. Metals in the sky. Yeah, man, I ain't gonna get too deep though. That's, I'm just saying, like, I'm just thinking about setting your life up in a way that you see fit. And everybody's way is going to be different. Some of y'all in here are going to get crypto wealthy, and y'all going to want to live in the skyrise apartments and shit. Y'all going to want to live up in the sky. Y'all going to want to be a part of the system. Y'all going to want to be a part of, like, and that's cool. Ain't nothing wrong with that neither, being a part of the system. All right. There's nothing wrong with that. And I don't mean that in no like conspiratorial way. I'm just saying, like, some people love this society, but as you study other societies around the world, people just do things differently. And you might be a person that want to blend different concepts together. All right. You might be a person that want to learn how to get this skill set and get this money, pay the taxes, etc. But you might be somebody who want to be a nomad. All right. I've seen people that done got crypto rich and give up everything, give up their house, give up their cars, give up their job, and now they freelance around the world in countries that are affordable, you know, where a meal, you can get a full course meal for $6. But in United States, that same meal will be a $40 meal. So just what's it called? What do they call it? Just, you know, once you get money, once you start to get to a type of money, a certain level of money, you can pretty much edit. I'm gonna say edit. Is that the right word? You can edit your lifestyle. Like, it's almost like you're in a video game, and you can like control the narrative once you start getting a significant amount of money. Lenny, I heard the rind is the best part of the watermelon to eat. Yep, I juice it. I juice the rind. I can't eat it. It's too rough. You know what I'm saying? I can't eat it, but I'll juice it though. I'll juice it. Yep. So appreciate you joining, Lenny, man. We just in here talking about, you know, just talking. You probably been in here. I don't know, but we just in here just discussing, you know, I really ain't had shit to talk about. I just went live, and then we're just following the market, looking at different assets. Good afternoon, Shep. Appreciate y'all joining. I ain't have much to talk about, man. I just come on here, and I just feel like kicking it with the community. Yeah, you can reprogram your brain. You can reprogram your brain with the food. All right, the food. So this is my theory. Like, whatever you believe in God, whatever kind of God you believe in, if you believe him in or not, everybody has a different belief system. But we are in this world, and it's an ecosystem. So we got a sun. Without the sun, things won't grow. That's science within itself. All right. So I got this philosophy where, okay, like, you really can eat food, the fruits and vegetables. You're really supposed to eat that stuff raw. That's how the ancients did it. But then, you know, we got introduced to fire, and that's when we started cooking food. Like, we started putting food over fire, and that's how we start cooking our food. But before people was cooking food with fire, they was eating it raw. Now think about this concept. Isn't the sun allegedly a ball of fire? Which I don't believe that, but isn't it allegedly a ball of fire? And isn't that ball of fire cooking the food that we plant? You know, so we plant vegetables, and it's growing organically. And to be honest, it's already cooked. You're really supposed to be able to pull your fruit and your vegetables off the vine, off the plant, and just eat it raw, because that's the most organic state that fruit or vegetable is in. That's the most organic state is in when it's raw. And you eat it raw, and that's where the most nutrients is. Because when you put food over fire, you lose some of the nutritional value of that food once you put it over fire. Now, there's some things I can eat raw, but there's some things you got to cook. You know, we got a taste for cooked food. So this shit gets deep, all right? But the universe is already cooking the food for you. That's the point. The universe is already cooking the food for you, whether if you're a vegetarian or whatever, if you know, whatever, I don't know. It gets deep. Everybody's philosophy is different, but I don't know if y'all ever heard that before. What's up, Victor? I have an intermittent fasting for years, 1 meal a day between 2 p.m. and 8 p.m. That's a great thing. And y'all will see, I guarantee you see the health results. You'll start feeling better, etc. Red pill. Yes, I don't like cooking vegetables too much. Enjoy it more raw, because if you heat it up, you break down the nutrition. Yep. I always felt good when I juice carrots and beet daily. And yes, man, I'm telling you, the universe is already cooking the food and the vegetables, all right? It's already cooked. And I didn't know this until I heard that. And I was like, damn, you know, it's like a light bulb go off in your head. Damn, like, so the sun is already cooking the food and the vegetables for you, and all we supposed to do is eat it raw. Now, we still got herbs and spices, so everything you need is already available to us. Like, there's herbs, so if you eating something raw, you can still sprinkle your salt, your pepper, or your stuff on over it to give it some flavor. But you're supposed to be eating these things raw. Okay? And that's the most nutritional value from it. So, yeah, man. I love this conversation. And trust me, I did the raw vegan. And I was doing this before vegan was a thing. So vegan is more of a industrialized term because, you know, once they started calling everything vegan, then they was able to capitalize and, you know, be a capitalist society. But before that, it was just raw, you know what I'm saying? Just eating raw food. But vegan has like kind of like made it it gave it a bad stigma, eating vegan, because now they can just sell you things that are vegan that ain't vegan. So I don't like to refer to vegan. I just like to say raw plant-based, a plant-based diet, all right? But you definitely see the health benefits. You definitely see, you know, it's just crazy. Energy levels, etc. But yeah, man, let's see. But the whole point of all of this was like developing the lifestyle that y'all want to see. And yes, some of y'all gonna want the fast cars, the fast lifestyle, the lavish lifestyle. And then some of us are gonna be more conservative and we want our property and we want to kind of self-sustain ourselves, because once y'all become millionaires, y'all just gonna be the new middle class. All right. Just know that. It's gonna be a great achievement for a lot of y'all and a lot of y'all families. But I look at it as the new middle class. And everybody that ain't millionaires, they're going to just be UBI on poverty. Y'all know that, right? UBI in poverty. So once you cross over into the middle class, which is the new millionaire, then you kind of want to just, you know, live frugal. You don't want to really overdo it, in my honest opinion. You don't want to overdo it because you're going to fuck around your generational wealth and you're going to blow that money. Shep, I eat when I hunt, natural food. Even people that hunt and eat meat, there's a completely different meat in the wild than it is in the stores, because we can't confirm how old that meat is. They're also combining different meats together. So whenever you go buy hot dog links and shit like that, they're mixing pig, they're mixing chicken, they're mixing beef, they're mixing and sometimes rats get into the processing machine. So you really don't know what you're eating, okay, when you're eating all these meats together, right? Now, you might be a person that like to eat those blended meats, but those meats, when you're blending all these animal products. Also, another thing, people that eat meat, when you go buy, let's say you go to like Buffalo Wild Wings or something, and you're eating multiple wings, and I'm not knocking anybody because occasionally I still eat meat, occasionally, but whenever you're eating meats, you're getting different parts of the meat from different animals. So how can you confirm if this animal was healthy? Like, let's say you got you order a 10 piece, and those 10 pieces of wings came from 10 different chickens. All right, those 10 pieces of wings came from 10 different chickens. So how can you confirm if one chicken was healthy and one chicken was not healthy? Just think about that. This chicken right here was not healthy and it was sick, but you ate that wing, and then this one was okay. And then, you know, and then guess what? I got a chicken. I've seen the chicken plants. All right. It's the meats that we consume. If you see what's going on inside the plants in these facilities, you'll be like, oh, hell no. All right. So I'm just saying, but it's best when you like places in the islands in Jamaica and different countries. Those people have wild chickens roaming. Those people have wild chickens roaming. One second. All right, those places have, in those certain parts of the world where they have wild produce. Those people are able to just grab that one chicken and feed their family with that one chicken, that one turkey, feed their family with that one turkey. Red pill. I love wings and cheese steak, but I like bone and wings. Yeah. I prefer getting halal meat without hormones when I get, yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. You are right on point, Red Pill Awakening. We have Amish farmers that do true free roaming chickens and cows. So shout out to y'all that have access to those things. Like, even the eggs, all right? You need free roaming chickens that are, you know what I'm saying, like organic eggs. If y'all notice, and for what I understand, the brown eggs are the real eggs. There's a complete difference from those white eggs that are GMO. So they even once you start learning that, it's like, what the fuck? Okay, what the fuck? They are selling us GMO eggs. And that right there alone will make you want to like switch up your whole diet and figure out, okay, What's the healthiest thing? If you're in the United States, you need to be thinking about what is the healthiest way to live. And shout out to y'all that have local farmers, local cattle, local produce where you can go get your meats and your products. And hopefully we start going back. Didn't Donald Trump, like, he started passing laws, like, aren't they trying to, like, isn't the FDA, and you don't trust the FDA neither, but aren't they trying to, like, kind of scale back all this bullshit in the United States? Because it's been long enough. How long can they experiment with us? How long can they experiment with us? I'm just saying. Yeah, I seen, shout out to you, Shep, Kennedy is. Hopefully that goes through. All right, hopefully that stuff goes through. But yeah, man, it's hard out here in the United States, man. It's hard out here. It's definitely hard. You gotta be, you gotta be on your point. TZ, it's a business to make more money at the expense of our health. Shit. All the people got to do is stop spending money with these businesses and it'll shut down. That's what. But people are asleep. People don't care. All they do is consume, and they don't care about their health. Clearly, there's people every day that don't care about their health. You can't participate in nothing. You can't play this game if you don't understand your health. All right, there ain't gonna be no rich, ain't gonna be no generational wealth if your ass can't stay healthy. So health is a number one priority. All right. Health is number one priority, all right? It's number one. Nobody's going to take care of you but yourself. All right, let's look at the crypto market, all right? Let's look at the crypto market. So right now we got XRP trading at $3.01. All right, we got Stellar trading at 41 cents. We got XDC trading at 8 pennies. We got HBAR, 24 cents. We got Bitcoin, 115,000. Ethereum, 4,700. Algo, 25 cents. DAG, 3 pennies. Let's see. Quant, which guess what? I've been looking at Quant. Shout out to Gabriel. All right. He been putting me on the Quant. So, which I always knew about Quant, but yeah, man, Quant, it was always expensive, but I'm slowly getting in there. All right. I'm slowly getting in there. It pains me to buy something at $100. All right. It pains me, but there's a low supply. I understand the mission. All right. Let me see. Damn, 1 second. What the hell? All right, let me hide that right quick. All right, we got IOTA trading at 20 cents. We got ZBEC 0.004. We got Internet Computer 530. We got Sologenic at 35 cents. Solana at 204. Flare at 2 pennies. Cardano at 9.91 cents. Chainlink at $26. Let me see. That's it. Is that it? Is that all I pulled up? 1 second. All right, we got Quant at $108. We got Ondo, $1. We got Stronghold, SHX, 2 pennies. We got Sui, $3.70. VChain, $2, 2 cents. Axelar, 32 cents. Aave, $3.52. Velo, 1 penny. Everyone eat good and exercise a little. Yep. After I get off this live stream, I'm going straight to the gym. After I get off this live stream, straight to the gym. Lucky, thanks for the fire analysis. Appreciate it, Lucky. And good. Oh yeah, Lenny, good sleep is 100%. So you gotta have that balance. So whenever y'all get rich, hopefully you're prioritizing your rest, because a lot of y'all been worked to death, okay, throughout the years. So whenever y'all get y'all wealth, make sure you're prioritizing wealth and health. Rest and health. Rest and health. Re-energize your body. Start thinking about ways of how I can repair my body from all the years of damage that I've been doing to it, so that I can live out the rest of my day. They have got us so confused, y'all. They got us so confused. The body is the most powerful machine on this planet. The human body. The human body, people underestimate the body. It can self-repair, okay? But they keep us dependent on the medical system. They keep us dependent on pharmaceutical. I might need to be quiet. All right. Let me stop. I might need to tone it down. I'm not even gonna go there. I'm going to tone it down. All right, let me tone it down. I don't need to get my channel flagged because I'm talking too much. But definitely prioritize your health and your rest, all right? I'm talking too much. Shep, on the treadmill right now. Shout out to you, boss. Appreciate it, Shep. Get your health exercise in. Somebody said, where do you buy VeChain? I don't own any VeChain, so I'm assuming Coinbase. Y'all let me know in the chat. Is VeChain on Coinbase? XRP and exercise. Vet on most exchanges. Okay. Yeah, man. So what we want to do right now, since we understand that the dollar, the dollar is most likely going to come down. They're most likely going to cut interest rates. Capital is going to flow, devaluing the currency. We don't want to hold on to cash too long. All we want to do with cash is pay for our monthly expenses, pay for our bills, okay? We need to let our assets pay for the things that we desire, all right? So if you want that supercharged fast car, you need to be letting your assets pay for it. You need to have a business, all right? You need to have a business plan. So we need to lower our expenses, pay off your debts, lower your expenses, and we need to figure out how we can put money to work so that we can pay for the things that we want in the future through our assets, all right? So we need to be looking for cheap assets right now. So what are some cheap assets that y'all are interested in? And we'll review it right here on the channel. Boss, don't you stop don't stop. You ain't talking enough. We don't flag, only haters and ignorant people do. Well, it ain't that the haters and ignorant people do. YouTube has artificial intelligence and they can pick up on certain words. So that's why I'm not going too deep with it. And I don't want to, that ain't what my channel is about. That's why we got the private Discord. We can talk about that in the Discord. All right. So that's why I be telling y'all to sign up for the Patreon. But I don't want to get the channel flagged because that's not what I do on my channel. All right. They definitely got artificial intelligence that can pick up on keywords. And if you're saying certain things, guess what? They're going to demonetize my channel, which I done worked hard for. I don't want to get my channel demonetized. I don't know if y'all ever created a YouTube channel and got it monetized, but if you haven't, it's definitely, you got to put in some work and it's an accomplishment. So, hey, I don't want to get that demonetized. So it's a business decision that I'm choosing. Lucky, going to be in the Patreon as soon as these kids start school. Shout out to you, Lucky. I agree with you as far as the medication and health naturally. Gotcha, understand. Mark, true. Yeah, I mean, y'all feel me? Y'all feel me? That's why we doing the Patreon. We talk about this shit in the Patreon all day. We talk about conspiracies. We talking about, man, look, I'm fascinated what's beyond the North Pole, okay? What's beyond the South Pole? What's beyond the Arctic, all right? They are lying to us. We talk about all that shit. They are lying to us. I'm so fascinated with that. I will go on YouTube and just, man, it's just so fascinating because guess what? I believe it. The world is not what they say it is. We can't go into outer space. There is no space. I mean, there is space above us, but outer space, deep space, no, we're not doing that shit. And there are other entities. A lot of these technologies coming about, like quantum computing and blockchain, some of this shit, I don't think humans are smart enough. Humans are smart, but we ain't that damn smart. We getting help, all right? So we talk about all that. I feel like humans are getting help with a lot of shit that we doing at a high level. All right, so we talk about all that. Shout out to you, Victor, for picking up a bag of DAG the other day. Red Pill Awakening. I might buy DAG. Boss, can you review DAG? Or is there's too much to say about? No. We good. When we talk about crypto and analyzing, yeah. But when we talking about conspiracies and we start talking about health, and we start exposing the truth, yeah, we got to do that in a private setting. So we can't do that on the channel. We can mention it, but we can't go too deep about it. All right, we can't go too deep about it. But like I said, we need right now, I just reviewed, okay, the status of the market. We're following the money. We need to understand, okay, where can we deploy capital right now? What are some good opportunities? And I'm going to review DAG. DAG is one of my favorite opportunities right now, so we can go ahead and review that. Let me see. Watchers teaching humans. The body has to like and subscribe to the mind, get mentally healthy. Yep. 100% agree, man. I'm all into health. I'm all into all kind of shit, all right? But again, I ain't gonna come off, we're gonna keep that private, all right? We're gonna keep that in the Discord. All right, let's go look at DAG. and DAG. I might purchase some when I get off of here, but DAG is my favorite purchase right now. If my chart can work, let me see right quick. 1 second. All right, there we go. Let's go pull up DAG. So yes, DAG right now. A lot of cryptos are at premiums like XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin. A lot of markets are at premiums right now. So there are better opportunities right now in the market. I know there's a lot of hype, but if you're using this strategy, if you're using technical analysis and you're being disciplined and you're only waiting for the market to come down to discounts to look to purchase, then you will understand that right now is not a good time to purchase certain assets because they're running at premiums. So you have to exercise patience and wait for discounts, even though it seems like time is running out. 1 second. All right, so looking at DAG, you want to get a zoom. So you want to start on a higher time frame. All right, you want to go out to like the 6 month. Every one of these candles take 6 months to complete. So the DAG has been around since 2018. What I like to do is let's go ahead and convince y'all a little bit more. Like, so these markets that we pull up, the first criteria that I like to see is, do they have a website? Do they have partnerships? Do they have utility? Do they have sponsorship? Those are 4 things that I like to look for. Do they have a team? All right. So if these cryptos that y'all like so much, if they don't have those 4 criteria, then that might be a red flag. So let's go look up DAG. Appreciate the 32 people watching. Let's go look up DAG Constellation. Constellation Network is the blockchain. All right. Constellation Network. All right. Constellation Digital Evidence. If your data is important, then it should be on our chain. They got partnerships with the United States Air Force, AWS. You can buy it on Uphold, and there's many other projects and things that we probably will never know about because they work with the federal government. It's considered a layer 0 blockchain. All right, it's fast. I had a diagram. Let me see right quick. Let me see if I can go find it. 1 second, y'all bear with me. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, tap into the Patreon. All right, tap into the Patreon. 1 second. Let me see if I can pull this diagram up. Bear with me, y'all. Bear with me. Bear with me. I'm looking for a a picture that we have. Looking for a picture. And if you just joined, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. All right, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. I just wanted to show you the layers of the internet right quick, the new layers and where DAG sits at the internet layer of this new financial system that we're building out. And it's somewhere. Let me find it. It got to be somewhere. All right, it's not there. Let me check one time. I can't find it. 1 second. But anyway, I had to pull that up later. I'm gonna be continuing to look for it. I can't find it right now. But DAG, it's a layer 0 blockchain. It sits at the base. It sits at the base of the blockchain. So it's a layer 0. Constellation is a decentralized network that enables anyone to build the future of Web3 with fast. Said search in the Discord for DAG. Let me see right quick. Let's see right quick. I think Lenny, you know what I'm talking about. Let me see. DAG. DAG. Let me see DAG. One second. I'm looking. All right, it's not there. I don't know where the hell it went, but let's just do this right quick. Let's do this right quick. Let's go to Google. DAG. Go to images. Let's see if I can find something on Google for y'all right quick, because this shit probably been scrubbed from the internet. It's probably not on the internet. Yeah, this shit ain't on the internet, and we got it somewhere. If y'all could find it in the Discord, y'all repost it for me. I appreciate it. All right, I'm just trying to give y'all more feedback in why you should invest in DAG. All right. Let's see. And it was a good one too as well. But anyway, DAG is a layer 0. All right. Constellation is the Constellation network is the blockchain that enables anyone to build the future of Web3 with fast and feeless transactions, secure, infinitely scalable, and cross-chain interoperability, engineered for developers, designed for the universe. Y'all hear that? That shit says designed for the universe. A lot of these things are going to be around for the next couple 100 years. I hope y'all understand that. It's kind of like, it's a good thing that we're early, but it's also unfortunate because it's like, damn, are we going to be able to live to see this shit really like flourish? Like the next 100 years, you know what I'm saying? Are we going to be around? We shall see. All right. So, but it's a good thing to be early, and that's why we got to be thinking about generational wealth. All right. So we are the trailblazers. We are the foundation of that. All right. So trusted in the federal cybersecurity blockchain standard for the U.S. government. The blockchain standard for the U.S. government. That alone should tell y'all, okay, I need to do more research into this. All right. Directly from the Department of Defense. Kaja, sup, boss? Appreciate you helping us. Can you please explain XRP staking with Flare? I don't get it. I appreciate the $20 super chat, but let's see if I can help you, Kaja. All right. I'm not no expert in Flare staking with XRP. I don't know why. I appreciate the super chat, but all right. Damn, that's a lot. That's a large feat because that's not my expertise. But let's go to Flare. And I used to be more into this with the F assets, etc. Let's come over here to Flare blockchain, the website. We're going to come back to Constellation. I'm going to ask you a question. Appreciate you having. Can you please explain XRP staking with Flare? I don't get it. So I'm assuming, you download Flare, you get the Flare tokens. Let's go to products. So in order to find more understanding, let's come to products. All right, let's come to products. You come to their website first. That's what I'm trying to say. Come to their website, go to products, F assets, get your FA assets, Flare data connector, Flare time series Oracle. Let's go to FA assets. Securely explore XRP Fi, BTC Fi, and Doge Fi. All right. And you will come to their website, bridge, trade, lend, and stake for greater liquidity in one DeFi. Now, I'm not no DeFi expert. Let's see. FA assets bring non-smart contract assets like XRP. So pay attention. And you want to find out more, come to their website. FA assets bring non-smart contract assets like XRP, BTC, and Doge into DeFi, securely scalable and with full custody retained. Built on Flare's core protocols, the system enables seamless, non-custodial minting for FXRP directly from XRP and XRPL. So Flare is a decentralized platform. And what's the website or platform? You probably need to find their exchange, their DEX. And then you're going to probably send your XRP to the DEX, and it's probably going to give you the option to stake your assets directly on the DEX. Am I correct? Y'all let me know if I'm wrong. Am I correct? You will be able to stake when Fireflight comes out. Now you can stake XRP with Songbird. Yep. So Songbird was their beta testing. All right. So I believe that's the testing network. I remember being on all this, but I kind of fell back from it because I was like, man, this shit ain't, I don't want to, it was too risky for me at the time. I didn't want to put no XRP into this. and this shit ain't even up and available yet. But Songbird is a testing network, and you gotta wait for what is it? You gotta wait. I appreciate it, Lenny. I'll do that in a second. You gotta wait for what did you say, Mondo? Appreciate the feedback. Firelight. So assuming you gotta wait for a Firelight, which is the DEX, I'm assuming that's gonna be a DEX. And then as soon as that comes out, you're gonna be able to stake your XRP directly on that decentralized exchange, and that's how you will start earning XRP. Now they have switched this shit up a lot. So, all right, Firelight, yeah. Appreciate the feedback. So Kaj, hopefully you listening. And Kaj, come to the website. Come to their website. It's going to give you more information about it. All right. I haven't looked at Flare in a while in deep details. I haven't looked at it in a while. A lot of stuff has changed. I remember being into Flare in 2021. And from 2021 to now, this shit is completely different. They have rebranded. They have remodeled things. So this stuff looks completely different. So I haven't done a deep dive into Flare in a while. How it works, minting. You know why I haven't did a deep dive? Because I know DeFi is next after regulations. They're going to get regulations out the way, and then they're going to start getting into decentralized finance regulations. So I was the one saying, like, I'm waiting for that. So I'm not the DeFi expert. But if I want to do more research, I would come to their website and reread and comprehend, and use AI. Start using ChatGPT to explain it to you in more details. All right. FXRP is minted on Songbird. So I guess you can go ahead and do this now on Songbird once the collateral is locked. And that's another thing. I'm not trying to lock up my XRP right now. All right. I'm not trying to lock that up and having it staking on these platforms that aren't really ready to go yet. All right. So once the collateral is locked and the receipt of XRP is verified via the Flare data connector, the system mints the corresponding amount of FXRP and delivers it to the user on Songbird. So yeah, I got the Songbird app, but I don't utilize it. If you want to download Songbird, download the app. And if you're going to test this out, I would say use like 1 or 2 XRP, all right, just to test it out, just to see what it does. All right. And then they give you more information, like minting flow for FA assets. It used to be, or it still is, F assets. The underlying mentor agent, it gives you a diagram on how the process goes. And I haven't messed with it in a while. So hopefully this is useful for you. Come to the website. That's what I got to say. Come to the website, and also utilize ChatGPT for more information. Use cases. F assets power a variety of DeFi use cases. Staking. With the upcoming staking protocol, we're adding a native yield layer to XRP. Not just through staking itself, but by making it composable, secure, and fully integrated with DeFi. This lays the foundation for a new incentive economy around XRP made possible by F assets. And then also on YouTube, check this out. Let's go to YouTube, because I did see him. What's his name? The creator. It's definitely risky right now. That's why I say wait for regulations. The regulations are coming. Let's see. Flare Network. Go to YouTube. And I've seen this guy. What's his name? Philion, what his name is. He did a damn let's see. Was it on Ripple? Let me go to Ripple's website. Page. Ripple. Where's the page? Right here. Ripple. Videos. Right here. So if you go to Ripple's channel. All right. Go to Ripple's channel. Go to videos. And 3 videos ago right here. And I watched this because I was trying to understand more myself. But I'm not messing with it until I have further understanding. You got Hugo, what's his name? Hugo, that's the creator. Hugo Philion, that's the creator of the Flare Network. XRP staking powered by Flare and Tees. XRP staking powered by Flare and Tees, Hugo Philion. And you come over there and watch this video. All right. And he'll give you more insight of what's going on. All right. So you got to definitely do research. I'm still doing research myself. So there he is. He's giving a speech. All right, go watch it. If you really interested in learning more about staking on Flare Network, go watch this video right here. It got 35,000 views, and this was 3 weeks ago. All right, the co-founder of Flare. All right, so he's gonna get in there, give his speech, and he's gonna give you more insight on what you should be doing. And then on top of that, come over here and look at the website. Look at the website, study it. And I'm actually kind of interested now because shit, I'm not gonna make a move into regulations, but once regulations hit and we have a clear path, then yeah, Flare is gonna be huge, y'all. Flare's gonna be huge, and Flare's sitting at 2 pennies. Flare's sitting at 2 pennies. So y'all check that out. Hopefully this was insightful. All right. So let's come over here to Lenny. Let me see Lenny. 1 second. There we go. Appreciate it, Lenny. Man, Lenny, you come through. You knew exactly what I was talking about, Lenny. Let's pull this up. So we're gonna come over back to Constellation. All right. So we just talked about Flare. Flare is another asset that is at an opportunity right now. So that's somewhere you can be looking to deploy capital. Appreciate it, Kaj. Appreciate it. And guess what? I'm not even an expert in DeFi right now. All right. I know about it. I've studied it a little bit, but I've realized like that ain't, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna be a little bit more patient and have a more understanding about it. But I still was able to like hopefully assist you in understanding it. All right. So, and if you want to look at the price of, let's look at the price of Flare. Let me look at the price. Flare right here. So just to add on top of that, Flare Network sitting right here at 2 pennies. They're already building away. You got the association. So there, I just showed you the video that the CEO of Flare was right at the Ripple conference a few weeks ago. All right. Or a few months ago, whenever that was. He was at the Ripple conference. He gave his speech. So there goes that Flare and Ripple connection. So Flare is definitely connected with Ripple. So to me, that's a good enough sponsorship that Flare is going to be here to stay. All right. Flare is going to be here to stay. It's currently sitting at a discount. All right. So there goes the alley-oop. Now, how long does it take? Just think long term. All right. So it's going to take a while for this to appreciate in value, but at least you can start deploying small amounts of capital and getting a whole lot of Flare tokens. All right. You can deploy a small amount of capital at 2 pennies and get a shit ton of Flare tokens compared to something that's like at a premium like XRP, Ethereum and shit like that. No, there's still low cap gems down here, low price gems that you can still be getting. All right. So Flare, and also Flare is a layer 1 cryptocurrency, a layer 1 blockchain. I believe, am I wrong? Or are they connected to Ethereum? I forgot. Is Flare a layer 1? I believe they're a layer 1. All right. The next one is DAG. Okay. DAG Constellation, the blockchain for the federal government. And then this is what I wanted to show y'all right here. All right. Appreciate you, Lenny. Appreciate you in the chat. So you can see the different protocols, the different layers of the blockchain internet, the web of the internet, whatnot. So at the layer 0, DAG sits underneath all the layers. All right. That's not a bad thing. That's actually they're exclusive. They're the only layer 0. Now I heard there's another one, but DAG is the only layer 0 blockchain. All right. What does that mean? All right. Do we need to go ask ChatGPT? Let's go ask. Let's go ask ChatGPT. What is a layer 0 blockchain? If y'all not utilizing AI in your day-to-day, I don't know what you're doing. What's up, Jay Manson? Shout out to you. A layer 0 blockchain is the foundational infrastructure of the blockchain ecosystem. XPR and Metal is a layer 0. Yeah, I heard that. Yep, those are the other ones. But you know what about them? Now, I don't know if they're probably going to be around, but do they have the same partnership in dealings as a Constellation do? I'm just saying, do they have the same partnerships and dealings as a Constellation? So if you had to pick between the three, which one would you pick? All right. So it comes down to that at the end of the day. So look, a layer 0 blockchain is the foundational infrastructure of the blockchain ecosystem. All right. Foundational infrastructure. So they deal with credit unions. Yeah, but yeah, all right. Uh, uh, Constellation is dealing with data. So if you already got the tokens that's dealing with the central banking systems, XRP, XLM, then I would sacrifice dealing with the credit unions over the large banks and the central banks. I would bypass that, and I would go into a different sector like data, big data. So everybody trying to compete in the banking sector, but DAG is competing in the data sector. So it's the information of data. All right. So data is like the new oil, the new gold. All right. I mean, it's infinite. From what I understand, data is infinite. Like as long as we're using the internet and technology, data is infinite. It will never scale. It's going to continue to scale higher and higher and higher. It will never slow down. All right. Especially with the invention of AI and it's just going to never. It's not going to stop. So why not invest in something dealing with data? Huh? What's up, Intrigue Enterprises? Red Pill Awakening. They're the only crypto I know that is DOD2. Contract with the Department of Defense. Sounds serious. I don't think this is a fart coin type of coin. Oh no, first of all, I'm never going to give you nothing that's going to be a shit coin. I'm never even going to talk about it. I talk down on that shit. So I'm only talking about real things. All right? Only real things. Anything government, I bet, would go up. Red Pill Awakening. I compare it to like something like Palantir. We already know what Palantir did. They're working directly with the Department of Defense. So anything technology-wise that the Department of Defense is working with, you better believe it's going to go sky high. All right? You better believe it's going to go crazy. Yes, that's Lenny. That's why I'm getting into quant now. And it's actually at a discount, but it's at $100-something, but it's still at a discount because of circulating supply. And they work with the DOD as well. We're going to get into quant in a minute. But a layer 0 is the foundational infrastructure layer of the internet. And then let's look. You can see this chart right here. I didn't create this. Somebody else created it. They're posting it, floating around the internet. You can see the different layers. So you got the layer 1s. You got the layer 1 protocols. You can see over here to the right, your Bitcoins, your Cody, Fusion, Ripple, Stellar, Terra, Celo. All these blockchains right here are layer 1 blockchains. You see that? Layer 1 blockchains. All right. So you have the foundational layer, which is a layer 0. So you got DAG, which is a steal. Okay. Is a steal. It's a layer 0. Let's come back over here to ChatGPT. The base layer of other blockchains, layer 1s, are built on top of. So it's the base layer that other blockchain layer 1s are built on top of. Here's the breakdown. What is a layer 0? Layer 0 is the network framework that provides the underlying architecture, communication, and security that enables multiple layer 1s blockchains to exist and interact. Do you understand how valuable that is? And from what I understand, a little birdie told me, I asked somebody like, what's the value of that? What's the value of something being a layer 0? And if we're talking about price and data, we're talking about infinite scalability. We're talking about thousands. In our lifetime, thousands. In the next 200 years, possibly millions of dollars. All right. I'm just saying, we're not going to see it. But in our lifetime, we're talking about a blockchain, a layer 0 that's worth probably in the thousands of dollars. And you're sitting there looking at it at 3 pennies. How many other blockchains? It's America's leading blockchain, right? I'm just saying. Data is the commodity. It will be. The data is the commodity. That's why you see data centers popping up. America is having a data center boom across the world because they're setting up for the Internet of Things, like robotics, artificial intelligence. America's building data centers and they need energy. So all these things are going up nationwide, everywhere in the United States, Texas, California. We're building one where I live at in my state. They're going up everywhere in the United States because it's a race for data, information, and the Internet of Things, AI, robotics. So hell yeah. All right. Hell yeah. Red Pill Awakening. It's like HBAR. They operate on graph direct. No, from what I understand, Red Pill Awakening, HBAR is the hash graph. That's a whole different technology than what DAG is, which is a hypergraph. They both are unique technologies, but one does one thing and the other does another thing. So one is a hash graph, one is a hypergraph, from what I understand. So both valuable. Why not own both of them? Because I want both of them. Shit, why not? All right, why not own both of these protocols? So it says, think of it like it's the internet TCP IP layer. It doesn't directly host application, but it enables everything else to run on top. Key features of a layer 0. Interoperability lets different blockchains communicate. That's a huge use case. All right. Right now they can't communicate, but with a layer 0, they're allowed to communicate. Scalability handles transactions across multiple blockchains simultaneously. Are y'all not seeing this? Handles transactions across multiple blockchains simultaneously. Customization. Developers can build new layer 1 blockchains without starting from scratch. Shared security provides a common security of consensus mechanism of all layers ones built on it. Examples of layer 0 blockchains: Polkadot, Cosmos, Avalanche, Constellation, Quant. I didn't know Quant was a layer 0, but clearly it is. Functions as an interoperability operating system. Not exactly a blockchain, but it acts like a layer 0 framework. Difference between layer 1s. So layer 0's the foundation, enabling many chains. Layer 1s are standalone blockchains like Bitcoin, XRP, Ethereum, Solana. Layer 2s, scalability solutions built on top of layer 1s. And that's the polygons and stuff like that. A layer 0 blockchain is the infrastructure that connects and secures multiple blockchains, making it possible for them to scale and interact, similar to how the internet connects websites and apps. All right, so hopefully y'all have an understanding. Red Pill Weekend, I see, boss, all this stuff is kind of being kept out of the mainstream. I wonder people are going to be really caught off guard when the new financial system they're going to be caught off guard. You said DAG is up 8% since we started talking about it. Keep it up. No, man, we don't need to, let me scale back so I can get some more. Let me keep quiet so I can get some more. So if we look at the market, when we look at price action, all right, when we look at price action for DAG, there it is. You can see the clear 6-month fair value gap right there. Y'all should know what the fair value gap of BTC is. Y'all see that, right? Y'all should know what that is. So we are currently at a discount. DH, boss, speaking of hash graph, check out SEALSQ. Is a semiconductor company partner with Hedera to develop and integrate quantum resistant chips into Hedera's ecosystem. I believe we looked at that. Didn't we look at that? Let's go pull it up, though. We'll pull it up. SEALSQ. Let's go pull that up. Let's go pull that up. SEALSQ. And it's a crypto. That's interesting. I thought it was, let's see. All right. This just hit the market back in last year, this time, August 2024, when it opened up. It was at 50 cents. It created a high $1.51. And right now it's at 3 pennies. It says the stock. Let's go look at the stock then. SEALSQ. All right, it's on the, it's many different ones though. Let's see, SEALSQ Corp, LAES. Okay, there you go. Appreciate it, Lenny. All right, so this is currently trading at 277. That's interesting. And guess what? Y'all tell me in the chat on a monthly time frame. What is this right here? What's this right here? What is this that I'm highlighting? Yep. Shout out to y'all shout out to you, Shep, Bissy, buy side and balance, sell side and fish. I could take y'all to any market and show y'all this shit every day. Y'all know that, right? I can do this every day. This is a monthly time frame. We drop down. Guess what? It's at a discount. So 277. Again, I can't be in everything, but guess what? If y'all are into this, there goes another signal. All right, another signal. It's at a discount. So Go down to the weekly. As long as it's trading inside of that BTC, it's definitely at a discount. Matter of fact, I want to see what happened at 9 o'clock yesterday. What was it? 10 a.m. Let's go look. 15 minute. Let's go to the 15-minute time frame. Up there it is again. 10 o'clock a.m. yesterday. Then I could take you to all markets. I never even heard of this shit. But guess what? All the markets repeat. So at 10 a.m. yesterday, y'all see that right there? Lenny, you seen that? I've been through every market. I've been through gold, silver, stocks, crypto. Every market at 10 a.m. yesterday got a little pump up. You know what I'm saying? At the same time on the dime, okay? So there it is again at 10 a.m. on this random stock sequel. Shep, just need a quick answer, no deep dive. And is XCN a waste of time? Y'all help Shep out in the comments. Is XCN a waste of time? I'm not sure because, again, when I'm deep diving one market, like when I do my research and I'm fixated on a market or crypto, I'm kind of locked in at one at a time. So I'm not all over the place. I'm always like, okay, let me research more about quant. Let me research more about DAG. And then I'm hyper focused on, I'm not trying to jump into everything at once. So for y'all that are more versed in XCN, please let Shep know if it's worth it. All right. But I'm more, when I'm doing my analysis, when I'm researching, I am locked in because I want to be able to deploy a lot of capital in this one product. Yeah, y'all gotta get off YouTube, man. Matter of fact, let's go look at it. Y'all gotta get off YouTube, man, because I'm not giving no hype. XCN, let's go pull it up. Which is Onyx Coin. 15-minute time frame. There it is again yesterday, 10 a.m. Onyx Coin got that little pump going from stocks to crypto to commodities. It doesn't matter. Zoom out. Zoom out on the chart. So right now on the higher time frame, on the monthly time frame, you said you've been up on XCN since you got in. Hey, if you making money, shout out to y'all. I'm not knocking it. I'm not knocking it. Get that money, man. Get to this money for real. So on the monthly time frame, it looks very similar to the stock that we just looked at. There we go again. This is a whole different asset. It looks very similar to that stock that we just looked at. So we are trading down and it's currently at 1 penny at a discount. Hey, can you complain? It just recently popped up a few months ago. It went up to about 4 pennies. Damn. The all-time high is 8 pennies. So I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. I'm not versed. I haven't done any research on XCN like that. Again, do they have partnerships? Do they got a website? Do they got a website? Onyx. Do they have a website? I need to see if they got a website. Onyx Protocol. Let's go look. So, okay, they got a website. The Financial Ledger. Onyx is a modular blockchain designed for financial grade applications, offering near instant confirmation and low fees. All right. So that's Onyx. Got to do a little bit more research. Scroll down to the bottom of the page. And developers, who is running and operating the blockchain? All right. I don't see any teams. I don't see is it a decentralized autonomous organization? Let's go click on it. Nope. So that's a red flag for me because I don't see any founders. I don't even see a team of people. Where's the connections? All right. It's almost like a free operating blockchain. All right. So I'm not, nah, that ain't my thing. You know what I'm saying? I like to see, me personally, I like to know the people behind the project. I like to see partnerships. I want to see partnerships on your page like we do with most markets. I want to see them showing, okay, we got deals with this, we got partnerships with this company, etc. So it looks like a blockchain for developers. So it probably relies on developers. I don't care about where you can buy it at. So I don't care about the Coinbase, the GateHubs, the KuCoin, Uphold. I don't care about all these places. I want to see real world use case, real world utility. Yep, I like utility. All right, I don't care about nothing else. I'm not in this game to be playing around. I want things that's going to be here for the next 200 years. All right, I want to. So if you compare this website, because I don't see nothing like, ecosystem. It's nothing on here. Of course, it's a blockchain. We can utilize all these ecosystems, but I don't like that. Intrigue Enterprise. I think Gabriel said it has the biggest DeFi bag, right? The team is not doxed. I don't know, man. I don't know. Again, I can't be in everything, y'all. I can't be in everything. And right now, for me, if I had to just compare, because I don't see a team, I don't see nothing behind this. I need to see that for me to, I need to see who's working with this for me to put my money into this. All right, it's not a go. And if we compare this to Constellation, you start seeing shit like this on Constellation, centralized, and this is from the Department of Defense. Department of Defense, okay? Come on now. Centralized systems are too expensive and not fast enough to process, validate, and manage the volumes of data required for making quick decisions in the field without significant security risk. Baseline requirements for the government and the military encryption algorithms. Harris Corporation, all right? Exponential data coming online. Do you see that? Exponential data coming online. This is the type of shit I want to see. You see the little wormhole right here? They're trying to take you in a little wormhole because that's data. That's how much data it is. The federal government is dealing with the vast amounts of data. The federal government is dealing with vast amounts of data and has invested heavily into existing data management solutions and systems. With the rise of AI adoption and zero trust executive orders, there is a growing need for an involved data strategy, specifically around JAD C2 radical innovation, joint all domain command and control. That's some military shit. To enable interoperability between legacy system data and cloud infrastructure. Constellation has been executing blockchain contracts with Department of Defense for over 6 years. So they've been working with the Department of Defense, Constellation, for 6 years. And the price of the token is only 3 pennies. Okay. And data, what they said, exponential data coming online. Exponential data coming online. They're going after the data, which is the new oil. Okay. It's exponential because as we go throughout here, they got data from the 80s and the 90s floating on the internet. Y'all know that, right? So as long as we're utilizing technology and the internet for the next, first of all, how old is the internet? Y'all, I know it's old, but how old is the internet when they first released it to us? How old is the internet when they first gave it to us to start, developing platforms, communicating with each other? How old is it? Y'all let me know in the chat. Is it 30 years? Well, how long would the internet be here? Would the internet be around for the next 100, 200 years? Y'all got to think about that. What's up, Crypto B-Boy? Peace and blessings. Shout out to you. Lenny, you said 42 years? Boss, 3 cents makes it sound too good to be true. Just like XRP was too good to be true when everybody was scared of the court case. It was too good to be true when everybody was scared of the court case. And nobody wanted to buy it, but here they are now chasing it, buying it, and it's cost a lot of money. The F-22 was designed in the 60s, but I understand all that. When did they deliver to the internet? So I'm gonna go off what Lenny said, 42 years ago. So, okay. The internet has been delivered to us for what, 42 years maybe? Okay. Really, we didn't see it scale up until the early 2000s. So we didn't really see it scale until like social media hit the market. We didn't see it scale into Web 2. So Web 1, we kind of missed that, all right? We was in it, but we didn't understand the full potential. And then Web 2 came with the applications, the social media, etc. And now we're entering the Web 3 phase. And I'm sure they got a Web 4 after that. But the evolution of the internet keeps evolving. And the internet is probably going to be here for the next 100, 200 years. All right. So why not be able to invest in something, the data? So the data of the internet has been we're still utilizing data for like at least 30 years ago on the internet. And then as these blockchains scale, maybe for the next 100, 200, 300 years that the internet is going to be available to us, why not be investing in something right now? So let's read. You said Al Gore gave it to us? That's crazy. Lenny, it's 4 cents now. Let's stop talking about it. My bags aren't filled yet. Hell yeah. Google said 55 years. Okay, so yeah, I mean, shit. We at the, we haven't had the internet for long enough, and now we're able to invest inside. We're able to take capital and invest into the protocols of the internet. We are in a new phase of shit. Okay, so yes, 3 pennies right now, and we're going into Web3. Hell yeah, man. It's not unbelievable that it's at 3 pennies. Kaj, woohoo boss is making dad go up. Am I making it go up? Let's go see. We ain't moving, man. Are we? Maybe so. Shit. Y'all tell me I got power? Do I got power? Let's go down to the hourly time frame. Oh yeah. They got a nice little impulsive candle. Let's see right quick. Let me do this right quick. They will expand and scale this to rest of government. The DOD is the first adopter. Yeah, man. And TZ, I believe outside of government, because they're going to start doing like state government agencies, private sector. You know what I'm saying? This shit going to scale for real. This is going to scale for real. It's just getting started. We got a nice little pump, all right? And listen, I'm about to go sell a kidney right quick. I'm about to go sell a kidney so I can get me some more. And the only reason I'm hyped up about it is because of where it's at, okay? It's the only reason I'm hyped up about it is because where it's at currently. All right, that's the weekly range, all right? I'm looking at the weekly range. So this is what the market has been doing so far this week. And we got a nice little Saturday pump. Is the rest of the market pumping on Saturday? Let's go look. No, not really. But DAG is moving. All right, maybe I hope I ain't got that type of power, man. The shit, man, they gonna end up removing my channel if I keep talking about it. Probably, shit. I don't know. Boss is an elite influence in the market. That's crazy. I hope not, man. That is crazy for real. Jerome Boss, not Jerome Boss. That's crazy. That's crazy right there, man. Jerome Boss. God damn. Somebody watching. It's moving though. Nice little pump. You know what I'm saying? What time did it move? 1:30 p.m. session. Yeah, man. But you know what? If you zoom out, it's still at a discount. Look at the 3 month. It's still at a discount. So, man. And it can come down lower. It can possibly come down lower. And if it does, which that'll be a blessing as well. If we can drop back down into this fair value got right below, it's an inversion right here. If we can drop back down here, that'll be a blessing. Back down to 2 pennies, and even drop back down to 1 penny. That'll be a blessing right there. All right. But even at 3 pennies, it's still at a discount. 3 pennies is still at a discount. So let's see. Constellation has been executing blockchain contracts with the Department of Defense for over 6 years, offering a unique protocol that facilitates communication between soiled systems and users without compromising data ownership or security. Focus on provable communications, trustworthy AI, and secure interoperable IoT, Internet of Things. Constellation blockchain solutions have been validated by the Air Force Research Laboratory as secure, scalable, and DoD approved. There goes the stamp. Just like that, okay? It's not a rumor, all right? It's not a rumor. It's all facts. Secure, and this comes from the Air Force. Secure, scalable, and DoD approved. I just popped in. I'm at work, and I keep it pumping. Peace, gotta go. Appreciate it, Crypto B-Boy. Shout out to you, man. Our objective is to provide the Department of Defense of Homeland Security and other 3-letter agencies with an easy to integrate developer tool that enables legacy systems to instantaneously process, validate, and secure signed data as it is created and communicated across networks. We are establishing a global standard for data in transit and use. By decentralizing the process and validating required for systems to communicate across networks, we significantly increase both speeds and security. We take pride in having never missed a milestone, task order, or deliverable to date. Our continued success is driven by our blockchain seamless integration with existing systems and infrastructure combined with its energy efficient and cost effectiveness. Key federal focus memberships. A strategic contributor in America's blockchain movement. You see that? A strategic contributor in America's blockchain movement. That's another plus for me as well. It's an American blockchain company, so you can add that. You already know American blockchain companies are going to be favored by the Trump administration and by, just development of the blockchain industry. Constellation has been working with the United States government since 2019 with the emphasis of contributing learnings and solutions and connections to institutions wanting to grow the blockchain industry. The Digital Chamber, a leading trade association advocating for blockchain and digital asset adoption through policy engagement, industry education, and public-private partnerships. It works with lawmakers to shape pro-innovation regulations, influence token classification and compliance frameworks, and promote blockchain's role in finance and national security. Key initiatives include the Token Alliance, the Blockchain Alliance, and National Action Plan for Blockchain, all aimed at fostering response growth in the United States blockchain. So they got the stamp and approval for the Digital Chamber. They got the stamp and approval for Government Blockchain Association. So the Government Blockchain Association, National Digital Foundry, NDF. All right. Space, Isaac, a global nonprofit connecting government agencies, policymakers, businesses, and blockchain professionals to advance blockchain adoption in the public sector. And then they also have this is the type of shit. So for the people that want XEN, do they have this type of shit on their website? It doesn't necessarily have to be government, but I would like to see something. Show me something. Show me that you're working on something. Show me your team. Who's your leaders? All right. What are y'all working on? And they're getting the stamp of approval by the United States Air Force. All right. Department of Air Force Headquarters, Air Mobility Command. It's a letter. The unique Constellation blockchain for big data. So look at this right here. The unique Constellation blockchain for big data technology has significant potential to help Air Force cybersecurity in the 618 Air Operations Center with commercial partners, missions, transactions, interactions, verifications by mitigating security risks of attack points like servers, cloud storage, and central hosted access control systems that are either exposed to hacking or spoofing. All right. So XEN is like 4% of my portfolio, soon to be 0 once I'm even. I hear that, man. I hear that. If it comes back to even, because XEN, I don't know. The foreseeable result would successfully thwart spoofing attacks from intercepting, replacing existing data stream with data stream, etc. So there y'all go, man. Key government partners. So this is the type of shit I want to see from other companies, other blockchains. All right. You got Simba, and shout out to the people that dropped the. Shout out to Gabrielle who dropped that information with the Simba shit. Let me see right quick. Information to data, y'all do some research. I'm helping y'all do the research. I'm the one with the technical precision with the markets, all right? Technical precision in the markets. We're sniping the markets. There's no other better opportunity right now, and you got to think long term, all right? 3 pennies, man, like it doesn't even take much to it don't take much. 1 second. One second. So not only is DAG working with Simba. So you see that Simba? Let me bring that over to DAG's website. Simba. So you can see on DAG Constellation Network, they're working with Simba, and then you start doing research of all these agencies. And then you can see Simba Chain awarded 30 million U.S. Air Force contract. All right, Simba Chain has been selected for a $30 million contract with the United States Air Force, following up on multiple projects the company has completed for the military branch in recent years. So Simba is partnered with Constellation, all right? And Simba just got rewarded a 30 million contract with the United States Air Force. And Simba is working with Constellation DAG, okay? You got the Space Force, look at these different partnerships, AWS, all right? Arizona State, the Digital Chamber, and it's probably a lot they can't even talk about. Let me see. And then I kind of want to know, okay, can we look this up? Let me see right quick. I'm going to go to ChatGPT. I'm going to go to ChatGPT. And I'm going to ask it this. How, and this is public information, it should be. How much money did Constellation DAG or Constellation, I'm gonna put DAG, receive? How much money was Constellation rewarded from the DOD? And let's see what that happened. Let's see what comes up. Great question. You're asking how much did Constellation DAG receive and rewarded or award from the Department of Defense? Here's what the public records reveal. DOD funding award to Constellation Network. In August 2019, Constellation Network was awarded a small business innovation research phase, a grant from the U.S. Air Force DOD, valued at what? It says 49,000. I know it ain't 49,000. 49,000? Let me ask it again. Is that millions? No, it's not millions. They just said it's about 50,000. Okay, 50,000? Nah, they lying, man. They lying. Potentially much larger. Okay, look. So publicly known. So okay, it's been 6 years, and they probably have been rewarded more. So it's definitely in the millions now. So I'm assuming initially they got rewarded from the Department of Defense $50,000 contract. This award served as a seed funding. Okay, there it is. This award served as a seed funding to demonstrate a working prototype for secure data integration and validation architecture. It wasn't about the amount per se, but about establishing credibility and opening the gateway to the future opportunity. So the Department of Defense kind of wanted to, I'm going to give you this contract, but we want to see if you can develop the things that we need for our security and shit. And then once we see that, then we can start giving you more deeper contracts. So I'm sure Constellation took that, and they're doing it in different phases. So phase 1 was in the year 2019. They got a $50,000 contract grant to develop And then phase 2 completed in 2023 is not publicly disclosed. Okay. So to me, they're getting those billions of dollars. They're getting billions of dollars. I'm telling you, they're getting the billions now. They're getting the multi-millions and the billions because we passed phase 1. So advanced prototype development, amount unspecified. They can't even disclose it to us. That's how much money it is. I'm telling you. That's how much money it is. They can't even disclose it to us. And this is public records. You can look up all the contracts awarded to companies from the Department of Defense and the military and the government. So that's interesting. He said the DOD has proxy companies that do investments. He said that info won't be available. They ran a pilot, a proof of concept. Yep. To me, that's a good thing. Regardless of how much we can know and not know, that's a good thing. That's a good thing to see because they're on their website. Check it out. They're on their website telling y'all that the Air Force is telling y'all directly like, okay, this stuff works. And we're ready to scale this up. So they're not going to tell you all the details because I'm sure, especially, why? I'm going to give you another reason why. Because certain layers within government is top secret. So they can't disclose everything and we're talking about data. So when it comes to data, we can't disclose how much we're awarding this company because a lot of the projects that we got them working on is top secret. And people with clearances can't even get the access to this information. So, yeah, man. So I'm willing to say Constellation is a government. I mean, Yeah, they're a private company, but their whole game plan is work with government. So it's a arm of the government. So they are a government backed sponsored organization. So that means this token is going to be government backed sponsored. All right. And we all know they said they released the internet. The government give us the internet and everything else we do. So all the technologies we see today, it has some type of government involvement inside of it. They don't just give us shit without government involvement. So DAG Constellation is just another one of those things that is going to be government sponsored. And people that own this network, I mean, the average person ain't gonna know nothing about Constellation DAG. I'm just saying. The average person isn't gonna know about it. Me too, Shep. I need to offload XN as soon as it breaks even. Make sure y'all smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Let me see if y'all subscribing. I ain't gonna be too much longer. I most likely go live tomorrow as well, but I just wanted to look for opportunity. So what we got? We got DAG. What else we named that was at an opportunity? Flare. Make sure y'all subscribe if y'all just joined us. Subscribe to the channel, right? You say you never heard of DAG until coming here. I'm glad I'm here to bridge the gap. Let's go look at it again on this diagram. Again, look at the different blockchains. You see the overledger, the multi-chain, orchestrated multi-chain. So we got Chainlink and Quant, all right? So Chainlink and Quant, those are the overledgers. Well, Quant is the overledger. And DAG is a layer 0. It's not a layer 1. It's a layer 0. It's the foundational layer of the blockchain networks. And there's only 2 of them. But again, I think Constellation is the biggest one. And of course, you're not going to hear about it because they don't want you in this shit, all right? They don't want you knowing about it. They don't want you nowhere near it. You can see all the layer 1s, our favorite blockchains. We got Algorand, we got Flare, we got Zenfin, we got Cardano, we got ICP, we got Stellar, Ripple, all right? We got IOTA. The main one, Solana. The main ones we talk about is right here, all right? But then you got these DAGs, you got the Quants, etc. Boss, you think the stocks are pointless and too expensive by now? Stocks are, if there's opportunity to make money, no, it's not pointless. And plus, stocks are going to be tokenized. But the wave right now, because we never seen this before, and yes, stocks are also expensive as well, but that's why I trade. If y'all want to learn the skill of trading, learn how to trade, and you can trade the stock market without having to like hold on to them long-term investments, because they are expensive. All right, they are expensive, but the wave now is owning the layers of the internet. Why can't people see that? Why can't people see owning the layers of the internet? This has never been done before in history, that you can own the protocols of the internet. They developed this for a new, because prior to that, the banks was the only ones exclusive. They only had first dibs on early stocks and shit like that. But you know, the tech giants, you know, they on some different shit. The tech people was like, all right, y'all might got the power, but we gonna disrupt. Y'all might have the power, but we're gonna disrupt everything to make y'all adopt some of these technologies. So the banks were forced to adopt these technologies. The tech giants, you got the tech elites, and then you got the banking elites, the old money, and they pretty much are forced to merge together. That's what's going on. So the tech people know, like, okay, the whole infrastructure, for y'all to have control, y'all need technology, right? Y'all need the internet. Y'all need people dependent on banking and all that, which is all electronic currently. But we have the protocols to circumvent all that. We know how to create and develop code and develop artificial intelligence to circumvent everything y'all got going on in banking. Now, we can't overthrow you, but we're going to force you to work with us. We can't overthrow you, but we're going to force you to work with us. So that's why you see all these blockchains and all these smart people creating all these blockchains. And at the foundation of it, it's an investment, which gives many people the ability to participate right now until it's too late. Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. So if I had a choice right now, hell, it'll be definitely investing in the crypto compared to stocks, because when we're talking about the global population, y'all are going to be like less than 1% of people that hold this shit. All right. So once institutions come in and drive the prices high, excuse me. Once institutional capital come in and drive the prices higher and banks are forced to merge with the tech giants, then y'all going to be priced out. People are going to be priced out and can't touch it. And then they're going to be stuck with investing in tokenized ETFs and tokenized stocks and shit like that. So yeah, the best opportunity right now is digital assets. Since 2021, DAG has received 2.5 million in government funding. That's interesting. Boss, the thing is, quantum and crypto go hand in hand, but I gotta do more research on that, because quantum is like a whole different animal. This virtual stuff is crazy. Yeah, man. Every day, like, I'm not even into IT, so every day I'm learning more IT skills. I'm trying to learn information technology and get caught up while also having the skill, the ability to go trade and make money. So I'm just trying to, like, it's the more you know, the longer you spend in this, the more information you're gonna know. And quantum is another beast. But I think quantum is going to go hand in hand with all this. Quantum is going to go hand in hand with all these applications. All right. So, and I'm going to look at one more. Let's look at quant. All right. Let's look at quant right quick, because I recently got into quant. I hesitated for a long time. I laughed at it. I was one of those like, man, look at this shit. Nah. But no, I understand now. Research. All right. So let's go out to the 3 month for quant. Quant is a very powerful blockchain. It's not even a blockchain, but it's definitely a great investment. And what I want to highlight is these fair value gaps. Buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency right there on a 3 month time frame. Let's go out to the 6 month. Okay, let me check the link. You say you sent me a link to DAG. Let's see. I'll go check it. Let's pull this up. Let's pull that up, Lenny. All right, HireGov. Okay, HireGov. This is a website, HireGov Constellation Network. I'm assuming this is like a website where you can go look at the contracts awarded. Awarded type, parent, name, Constellation Network. They're based out of San Francisco. Okay, everything is in San Francisco. And then it says awarded in 2021. They definitely got a $1.2 million contract. I'm definitely going to say this too, this website. Legal name, Constellation Network, Inc., Incorporated. Primary NACS code, computing, infrastructure providers, data processing, web hosting, related services. All right, that's their industry. Contract awards. Okay, they recently got one back in 2014, $539,000 contract. I would think they would be getting more, but it is what it is. I think they got more money on the waiting for them. You can go all the way back. Let's see. They got several in 20. They definitely getting those contracts, that money. All right. And why not? If you're a new startup company, why not work just directly with the government? This is a good find, Lenny. I appreciate it. I'm definitely gonna say it is. 30 million staked on the network. I'm priced out of quant. Missed that one. No. Kaj. I just like to call you Kaj. I don't know how you say it. No. I used to think the same one. I used to think the same thing, Kaj. You're not priced out. There is a low supply. So a lot of these blockchains like Ripple and DAG, there's billions of tokens. But quant is more like Bitcoin. It actually has less tokens than Bitcoin. So that's why you see the tokenomics a little different when it comes to price. You're not priced out because let me see. You're definitely not priced out because this is the over ledger. If you know your research, if you know, you know. Let's come back over to the, let me see. If you do the research, let me see. Quant is the overledger. All right, let me pull this up. Let me see. Let me see right quick. 1 second, y'all. 1 second. Pull some stuff up. All right, Quant Network and Simba building all federal. So Quant is pretty much building out all the DLTs, distributed ledger technologies for the federal government. If y'all didn't know, all right. So if you think it's cheap right now, if you think it's expensive right now, you're highly mistaken. All right. Yes, it's expensive, but you only need to know. You only need to hold a few Quant. Shout out to Gabrielle for this. I'm gonna pull this up. You only need a few Quant because it's similar to like Bitcoin, where you only need a few of them. All right. People speculate that Quant can be in the hundreds of thousands, in the probably more than that. All right, some people speculate that Quant can go to the millions of dollars. So this is the Quant holder ranking. So let's start at the bottom. If you own one Quant, you're a small fish, shrimp. If you own 1 or 2, you're a shrimp. If you own 3 to 5, you're a crab. If you own 6 to 9, you're a lobster. 10 Quants. 10 QNTs are worth $1,000, right? 10 of them right now, because Quant is like $100. So just owning 10 to 19, you start to rise up the ladder, all right? But if you go up right now, how much does 1,000 Quant hold? How much is 1,000 Quant right now at $100? Isn't that like $100,000? So you will be considered a whale in this ecosystem, all right? Every ecosystem is different based on the tokenomics, and Quant. There's not going to be many people that own Quant. You just got to do a little bit more research on Quant, because it's Quant is the network that's going to connect all blockchains. They're going to connect all the blockchains together and allow them to be interoperable. So let me continue to research. Quant is also working with the United States Air Force as well. One second. All right, let's pull this up right here. All right, I don't know if y'all ever seen this before. All right, let's pull this up. Let me read right quick. Lenny, Quant just formed some crazy wick. You're messing with the market, boss. Did it? Damn, Lenny. Let me go see. 1 second. Let me go see. I gotta find it on all these tabs. I got too many tabs open. Way too many tabs open. I lost where I was at. Quant. Where is it at? QNT. I just had it, man. Where the hell did it go? That's Constellation. Here we go right here. Quant. All right, Quant. Let's go down to a 15-minute. Okay, Quant on the move. Yep. I'm still riding off of Jerome Powell and what he did yesterday. I'm using the Jerome Powell. Somebody call me Boss Powell. That's crazy. That's crazy. But anyway, yeah, Quant on the move right now as we speak. All right, right now as we speak, Quant is on the move. Let's go to the monthly. Still at a discount though, but it's currently moving slightly higher right now. So the 5-minute chart, let's go to the 5-minute. Yep, on the 5-minute, it's starting to rally higher. So there, some cryptos are moving right now, all right, on this weekend. Red Pill, boss. So you're saying Quant is capable of reaching BTC prices because 108 is expensive and XRP is at $3? Huh? Say what? Let me see. Let me reread this. It's $108 based on the tokenomics. You got to understand that, like, there's less Quant than there is Bitcoin. It's way less Quant than there is XRP. Based on its utility and how much there is in existence, and most of it is locked up. So most of the Quant is locked up where people ain't going to be able to have access to it. And then I believe on exchanges, if y'all can correct me or not, isn't it like 15 or 20,000? How much is on exchanges? 15. I forgot. It's not a lot amount on exchanges, and most of it is locked up because it has to be locked up for the utility purpose. So you just go do the research. Do the research. Jerome Boss. Fuck man, I was about to buy Quant when you think Boss still discount. Like I'm saying Quant is 108, but XRP you say people have pretty much missed out. First of all, I'm not saying people missed out. I'm saying it takes more capital. Just like with Quant, you can't, okay, let's look at this again. If you are a whale holding Quant right now, it takes you 1,000 plus. That most people in here can't even reach that or invest that into the market. You will be considered a whale with 1,000 Quant right now. And guess what? I'm not a whale in XRP. I'm not even a shark in XRP. I'm probably not even a crocodile in XRP. So you do the math. People that was in this earlier are seeking the benefits, but it doesn't take much at all. Just like right now, if they say Bitcoin is going to go to $1 million, then do you need like 100 Bitcoins, or should you just need like 1 or 2 Bitcoin? Think about it. And I believe there's 21 million Bitcoin and there's like 14 million QNT tokens. So you do the math. 21 million Bitcoin, 14 million Quant tokens. And Quant has way more utility than Bitcoin. Put that in perspective. What Quant does, Bitcoin does not do. What Quant does, Bitcoin does not do. Bitcoin is just a store of value. Quant has utility. No, don't FOMO. But again, you got to make strategic decisions. Make strategic decisions. So again, having having 10 Quant tokens, that's all you need. If you see the future potential of what Quant is trying to do. Now let's come back over here to this graph. You got the Quant network, all right? Let's look at it. Y'all pay attention. You got Quant, all right, at the top. They're associated with ISO. So they're an ISO token. So again, Quant is another ISO token. They're associated with Linux. They're associated with the BIS, the Bank of International Settlements, all right? They're associated with the Euro dollar. They're associated with the Global Blockchain Consortium. They're associated with the Hyperledger Foundation, Oracle. So they're associated with some heavy hitters out here, all right? And what they do is you got the Quant ecosystem. So this is Quant, all right? The Quant ledger or Quant network. It connects different APIs, all right? It connects different APIs. So it connects blockchains. It connects supply chains. It connects enterprises. It connects data. It connects, what is this? I don't know what that is at the bottom. But anyway, it connects different APIs. It connects financial institutions. It connects payments. It's the overledger. It connects all the blockchains to allow them to communicate with each other. All right. Let's see. They are, look at the associations. They're connected with PayPal. All right. Amazon Pay, Swift, PayPal. They're associated with Chase, Bank of America, Santander, Citibank, Hyperledger, R3. Look at the connections. They allow Ripple. Look, check it out. There goes Constellation right there. And some of y'all just told me y'all just found out about Constellation. But they allow Constellation, Stellar, XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum, all these blockchains to connect to each other. And also cloud services like Cisco, AWS, Microsoft, Azure, IBM Cloud. All right, all these Quant connects everything together. It says Quant is QNT is the token native cryptocurrency on the Quant network ecosystem. It serves several purposes within the Quant network. It's a flagship product of Overledger. Quant is a utility token, functions as a utility within the Quant network ecosystem, providing access to various services and features. So if you don't hold this token, you can't get access to these networks and features that I'm showing you right here on this chart. Users may need to hold and use Quant to access and utilize certain functionalities within the network. And to be honest, this isn't like Quant is going to be a heavy hitter and you don't really need a whole lot of quant based on a supply, because you better believe, look at all these major companies right here. They're all going to need quant. So if you're the small fish or you're the shrimp on the chart over here, let me show you. If all these companies are going to need some type of quant, and it's a limited supply of quant, right? And all these major institutions are going to need quant, then guess what? Holding 1 or 2 or holding 5 to 10, you're going to be good, okay? You're going to be good. 14 million circulating supply. Yes, it was 341. I see quant going into the thousands and thousands of dollars, okay? To put it that way. Some people speculate 100,000, like where Bitcoin is right now. Some people speculate that quant can go up to those levels, if not millions. And you got to understand, these are application layers of the internet, connecting the internet together, the new financial system. Y'all got to understand that. Y'all got to put that in perspective. These blockchains that we're looking at, they are the new financial layers of the internet. They are the new financial layers of the internet. Again, if we come back over, look at over here, you see quant sitting at the top. You see Constellation sitting at the bottom. In between, you got the layer 1 blockchains, and they all have their functions. You got the payment networks. You got Bitcoin. You got Fusion, Ripple, Stellar, Terra, Celo. Those are all payment networks. So everything, what did Brad Garland say? Everything has to be interoperable. Interoperable. Make sure y'all smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. All right, so yeah, quant, if we come over here and look at the price, and when you zoom out, and when I say zoom out, I'm not showing y'all intraday price action. I'm talking about zoom all the way out. Go to the 6-month time frame, because these are long-term investments. We're talking about things that are going to be here for the next 100 years. All right, these things are going to be here for the next 100 years. So again, these things are going to outlive us adults right now. These things are going to outlive us. All right. So y'all got to keep that in mind. These things are going to be around and they're probably, and with artificial intelligence and, what else? A quantum computer. These things are probably going to be able to run themselves without humans. Think about that. This shit is going to be able to run itself without human intervention. But guess what? If that's the case and you're able to own it, then why not? All right, at these levels. And we're talking about the next couple 100 years that this shit is going to be around. What's a fair value price for quant? So the best price was when it flash crashed a few years ago. When it flash crashed, it dropped down. Man, I remember that. And I was like, oh, hell no. I was like, oh, hell no. But I didn't know the research. I didn't do no research. But they flash crashed this shit down a few years ago. Back in November of 2023, they flash crashed it down to 5 pennies. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. From 5 pennies, they flash crashed it down to 5 pennies. And then that happened in 1 week. And then they dropped it back down. So guess what? You think that flash crash was random? Y'all in the chat. Go out to the monthly right quick. Let's go to the monthly. So if y'all think that flash crash random, I got something to reassure you that wasn't random. So y'all in the chat, if you're looking at quant right now on the screen, what is this wick? What have I taught y'all about wicks? What is that right there? What is this wick? What do we call that in the chat? Yeah, that's insane. What do we call this wick right here? What do we call that? Shout out to you, Lenny. Yes, discount ghost pool. Okay, I always teach y'all don't ignore the wicks. Highlight the wicks because those are key levels. And Lenny, as we form that wick in price right there, all right, you can see us. What do? We drop down. That's a discount ghost pool. So every time we trade within this wick, they're offering a discount. And Lenny, look how it comes down to these levels right here using this wick right here. Huh? You think it's random? I don't think it's random. We come down to the midway point of that wick. All right. And they're offering themselves institutional buys inside of this. At this low, this was $50. This was the best time. But guess what? I was not researched at this time. I'm actually right on time, to be honest. But I was not. If I would have known a little bit more, I would have been scooping it up at $50 right here. $50, $57, all in this region. Also touching the top of that 6-month fair value gap right there. You see that? Touching the top of that 6-month fair value gap, and then boom, we displace higher. We go up to a premium, and it actually broke out back in December last year. It went up to $171, but luckily for us, it dropped back down a discount, and they offered another discount at $58. All right, so can we come back down and offer us another drop in price? If so, I'm gonna be looking for that. But right now, even we're still at a discount as well. If you zoom out for quant, they do not want people in this ass. They do not want people in this. That's why it looks ugly. That's why they keep bouncing it back and forth, because the use case and what they're using it for, they cannot allow retail to get in this because there's a limited supply. And I'm sure that supply has to be allocated to large institutions and governments or whatever, who's ever using this. I'm sure that shit is allocated to them. And there's a limited supply on the market. And then that supply is going to be dried up once this shit starts moving higher. So yeah, $100 quant is cheap. All right. The all-time high for quant is $425. So you clearly can see from a high from $425 down a discount, clearly a still at an opportunity. So I would say right now between $100, $70, $74, and if it can drop back down to $50, that's still a steal at a discount. So I feel like that's the proper valuation. And if you're looking at the fair value gaps that I'm using, this is an inversion. We're at the bottom side of it. That's a discount. That's a discount. So it's at a steal. And we're looking for this to be around for the next couple 100 years. All right. Make sure y'all smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. All right. So hopefully that was insightful. Hopefully it was that. So quant, DAG. We're just thinking about other things outside of XRP, etc. Because XRP is at a premium, y'all. XRP is at a premium. Yes, it's expensive, but you want to be buying stuff when price is at a down. When price is going downward, that's when you want to start deploying capital. But if you look at XRP, for example, yes, it's retracing and it is offering you a discount right now. But for us that been in it, it's no longer at the levels that we once seen it. We're just people that been in this. We are just holding on at this point. We're not really looking to buy more because you're going to be spending more money to accumulate XRP. The only people that should be accumulating right now is the people that really need it and don't have much. But if you stacked up for all those years, it's time to move on and look at other assets that are at discounts, like a DAG, okay? Like a quant. You don't need many quant. I say 5 to 10 quant, you good. 5 to 10 quant, you good. Because it is expensive. It takes more capital to buy quant. 5 to 10 quant, you good. If you can get 50 quant, better. If you can get to 100 quant, cool. But again, that costs a lot of money. And there's other opportunities in the market that you could be taking advantage of. So yeah, man. Hopefully that was insightful, man. Y'all come over and tap into the Patreon, all right? Y'all come over and tap into the Patreon. Click the link in the description. Y'all sign up. I got different products, services for different people. If you want to learn this skill set, technical analysis, learn how to trade, you can start with the beginner lessons. I got pro lessons. If you want to just join the community, it's $7. And I got the mentorship as well. Mentorship is lit. That's the most popular one. So if you want to tap into the mentorship, definitely tap in. Yeah, diversification. Once you up and once you're up in a certain amount, diversify a little bit. But when you diversify, you don't want to start looking at 5 different things. No, diversify into one thing. So you hit your limit on one asset, and then you want to continue to invest. So start looking at other assets and find one that you want to commit to and start deploying capital into that as well. Don't be into like 5 other things when you can just narrow your focus down to 1 or 2. All right. So right now my thing is really DAG. I still can use a little bit more HBAR, DAG, and I want to get a few quant just to have it and store it away for the long term. All right. So there's still opportunities out here, man. There's a lot of discounts. ALGO, man, I'm not even talking about I'm not even discussing everything that you should be looking at. Like, for example, ALGO, slept on, you know what I'm saying? ALGO at 26 cents, all right? So it's still at a discount. And I'm sitting here, I'm making decisions. Like, I can't be in everything, but Algo sitting at 26 cents. All right. If you're somebody with a lot of capital, then hell yeah, diversify. But if y'all are people that are working class, trying to get out the mud, trying to get out of poverty, trying to, you know, hit the next level of life, you got to kind of narrow your focus. You can't be all over the place. All right. You cannot be all over the place. So again, Algo is at a discount, 26 cents. All right. Algo. Matter of fact, let's do this right quick. Let's go to Quant website. Quant. And then let's go look at Algorand. And this is what I like to do to just reassure reassure that I'm doing the right thing. All right, so coming over to the Quant, you can see on their website, all right, Quant, QNT, we just talked about it, the infrastructure of money, okay? How much clearer does it need to get to you? They're telling you anything infrastructure is going to be highly valuable, okay? Highly valuable infrastructure. Even Constellation, the infrastructure of data, all right? So Quant is the infrastructure of money. It connects all blockchains together. It's the overledger. It allows the XRPs, the Ripples, all these different blockchains at a large level to communicate and speak to each other. All right, so come over to their website, do some research. Introducing Quant Flow. Quant Flow, the money engine, is the evolution in programmable money, driving the era of scalability and automation. Money is now fit for our digital age. The future money is intelligent, automated, and interconnected. Today, people and businesses demand speed, efficiency, and automation. Making money programmable removes friction, reduces risk, and enhances the lives of businesses and consumers with intelligence. So Quant is also utilizing AI. With intelligence at its core, programmability of all forms of money empowers everyone to do more with their money and existing bank and accounts within stable coins. So again, Quant, bro, Quant. You don't need many. Just get about 10 of them. Get you about 10 of them. You're going to be good. All right. Solutions. We empower banks and corporates and their partners to unlock new revenue streams, deploy new services, and future-proof their infrastructure with money, programmable money. This is the future of money. All right. So y'all come over and do the research. And then we look at Algorand, still at a discount. Algorand is an energy efficient, quantum secure, single layer blockchain with instant finality, constant high throughput, and low fees. Algorand in the real world, they got a company called Lofty. Lofty provides fractional home ownership by tokenization. So we're talking about, you know, owning the digital asset that's going to be tokenizing real estate. Man, y'all just don't understand, man. Like, I'm not saying y'all, but the world don't understand. I'll be losing my mind up in here, understanding all this opportunity right in front of us. And this is a long-term thing. Y'all be thinking swing trading, take profits. No, that day is over with. When you're dealing with utility, you're dealing with long-term investments. We ain't talking about Doge coins and these other bullshit ass tokens, all right? We're not talking about the no, man, we talking about long-term investments that will change your life and set up your generations to come. All right, tokenizing home ownership on the blockchain, and you can own the fucking software, the token that tokenizes this shit. Okay, come on, man. LabTrace. LabTrace uses the Algorand blockchain to authenticate, verify medical data. So imagine y'all owning the blockchain that's able to verify medical data. I mean, you know how big that's data at the end of the day. Combining AI manipulation and ensuring research integrity. Whole chains end-to-end traceability technology enables companies to collect verifiable data to every step of the supply chain. So we're talking about Algorand in the supply chain, all right? And ensures that the data is immutable through the use of Algorand blockchain technology. Come on, man. Y'all got to do the research. Staking rewards. And you can also stake your damn tokens on Algorand. So, and then we see the partners. So again, if your website, if your token that you follow, if they don't have partnerships, if they're not tapped in with anybody, then that's a red flag, all right? We need to see partnerships. And there's just a few right there for Algorand. And I'm sure there's way more. They're also ISO compliant, all right? So it's so many opportunities out here right now still at discount. All right. So if you're already stacked on one asset, start moving towards different markets, different assets. All right. So that we can get rich and change our lives. All right. You definitely passionate about opportunity. Yeah, man. I mean, shit. They right there in front of you. Like, bro, you know what I mean? It's millions of people out in society that don't see it right in front of you. There's opportunities. And the internet and technology is going to only continue to grow. Like, come on, man. Like, but you got to think long term. If you want to think short term, y'all tap into the Patreon where we sitting there trading. We're getting over here trading every day, and we don't have to worry about. Oh, what are we going to get rich tomorrow? No, you need to find other ways to make money, which is what I do when I trade the futures markets. All right. So for example, we trade in the NASDAQ. All right. We trade in the S&P. You can trade gold. You could trade silver. You can trade oil. There's many different markets. You could trade crypto. And I'm talking about day trading. Learn that skill set. Learn these technical concepts and learn how to make profit every day. All right. So we take the money from this market. You can pay your bills. You can run a business, or you can invest in crypto with the profits that you make from trading. So y'all come over there, tap into the Patreon, click the link in the description. All right. I appreciate y'all joining. I'm gonna head up out of here. I ain't gonna hold y'all all day. And I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'll be going live tomorrow. So check y'all out then. Appreciate it.